Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of. So,
It's bad. You're
okay, so
these.
the implication here, of course, is that it is that they don't recognize the face of the princess of a different nation, and therefore the tiara is the identifying feature.
Oh my god!
What if? Here's the question: what if instead of thinking immediately that you're a princess, they just think you're a random girl wearing a tiara?
Exactly.
Jacob,
It doesn't work.
It's a Perry the Platypus situation.
Oh my goodness! It's my friend Kim, Princess Kim.
Next the dots.
So no, we have not escaped the Scary Princess series for a while. In fact, this is the same episode as last time, technically speaking, but of course that was because it was a double billing, and so it's it ultimately ultimately we've had so much to say about the last time that we're here again, and also it was in my files, and so that is why I had to say because that is I'm not allowed to leave the bathwater for a while anymore. I have to go. I had to pretty much be set up beforehand. I got called early, so here we go. All right then. And yes, you saw exactly what I was doing there. Thank you for noticing. Okay. Now that's out of the way, I need to recover and figure out where exactly the time gap goes on this video, whereabouts I'm supposed to scroll towards, but also welcome in today's guests, who apparently forgot what they signed up for, KW and Ghosty.
Yo, hello.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten what I signed up for. The Pops is actually looped around to being one of my comfort series for some reason.
Fair enough.
Like I don't know anything about the Pops universe, and I don't care about like the original version. But this one, I don't know. This one is just great.
Yeah. I mean, there is a
But
chance that
anyway,
it'll be better than last time because this was a double episode, and I think it was originally intended to be two separate episodes, but they were stitched together because apparently, I think one was too short or something like that. Which, considering that the originals were 2 minutes long each, I'm not really sure if that really matters all that much. But there you go.
Ghosty, we don't need another torment streak. Bon, I sent you the Atom Code Purple stream. Nothing gets worse than the Atom Code Purple stream.
We're tormenting you.
Like, no offense, but there are worse places I could be than here.
This is fair. You know what? Gacha review. There's worse places that you could be than here.
I
Like,
mean, at
for
least it's
instance,
not taming the bad boys.
Oh, you brought it up this
to
time.
cheer someone up, I'm sending them cursed editing screenshots. Because the process of Monster Compendium right now is that I have the storyboard below the animation.
Okay.
Meaning there are
Wow.
ghost impressions of the characters. And since I edit the eyes separately, there are characters. You know what? I'm just going to send one of them to Jacob.
Okay. Last time you did that with a disembodied mouth to the side of the screen. So I'm looking forward to this.
Oh god. Hopefully we do not bring up the angry French person if we see this curse editing.
Okay, I see what you mean now.
Oh no.
I must say, I have never seen anything like this. Where are his... okay, never mind.
Wait, what?
One thing at a time, one thing at a
Yeah.
time.
I was about to say, editing is really funny, but it's one of my favorite ways to summon the demons.
This image.png already exists. I must have another one of your screenshots saved.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Let's see. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. That was from last time. I was trying to get rid of it. Here we go.
I'm on Audible right now, in French mode more than ever. I don't remember. Bon, are you, Oh, you're Canadian French.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a lot of like Bon. You're one of the many people from Canada land that I know.
William is
I
another.
know,
Are you don't happen to be from Quebec, would you?
I know like 3 Canadian people. One, another one, and of course another one.
Thanks,
For
KW.
instance, I have a friend who I affectionately call Jake from State Farm.
Oh
I see.
yes, he is very famous. I know it.
Indeed. Even I know Jake from State Farm. Thanks to Aiden. That's the only reason.
Why do you ask? Well, basically, I know a few people. I know like a fistful of people from Canada, and most of them have come from Quebec.
Also, you said Quebecois like 3 times on the stream before, so it was a safe assumption. Anyway, images.
Oh,
I didn't realize that the eyes would be on a rectangle before they're applied. Like for some reason that
You,
crossed my mind.
you see, the rectangle before under the face is the eye whites, and then I have the eyes layered on top of it.
the
Do you
Right.
see? Since I'm not working with Gacha Life 2 and I'm working with Gacha Club, I need to edit out the whites of the eyes, draw a custom eyes, and edit them separately.
ah.
And
So
this
essentially, what
kid-
you're saying is you need to put eyes in eye holes where eyes used to be.
Catch me
Yes.
a jump scare.
this is mostly so I could, have the luxury of more expressive faces. Without needing to go to Gacha Life 2, because my god, I hate Gacha Life 2.
Everyone
Yeah,
does because the creator is keep delaying just because of art contests that he doesn't need to prioritize on.
No, it's not that. It's just I myself I just don't like Gacha Life 2. It doesn't have an option to export characters as P. It doesn't have a PNGs option, and I mostly do my editing that way via collection of.
Yeah,
see,
I used to do
PNGs.
my editing the same way, and the only reason that I stopped for the most part is because there were too many layers. But I understand why. I get why that's an issue. So some thumbnails I still use that.
There are a lot of issues, but there are also a lot of layers, and this is personally a style of editing that I'm comfortable with.
Very well then. Okay, but still have a style of editing. So here's the same eyes and hand. The armor's not moved. The rest of the body has disappeared and moved into a corner. So he's just dislocated his entire. Oh, and the mouth's still there. Of course, you can't have a Monster Companion curse frame without disembodied mouth somewhere.
You see, when the final edit comes together, it looks great.
Oh, of course, I have
But-
no doubts.
Jacob, you've seen some of the final editing phase, but while I'm on my way to the final stages, this is normally what I have to deal with.
Oh, I can relate to that. Remember Ghost Agatha, the one that I sent you?
Yes, I do remember Ghost Agatha. Ghostatha, my beloved.
Anyway,
See, I'm using a previous version of that scene as kind of like a storyboard, and I'm using more complex animation on top of it to give the characters more life in the scene. Like the final edit, when it's all put together, it looks great. It looks wonderful. But on my way there, it gets a little weird.
It gets a
I
little
know
wild.
for a fact me and Bon also agree that the Gacha Life 2 is also like really too glossy for us. Like if we try to make dark or evil like characters or has that vibe of like a bad character development thing, it just looks still too bright or happy for them when they were supposed to be like moody or whatever.
Why don't you just tint the characters then?
I don't. Does it have a tint?
Or edit the footage in post production. You can with editing software, you can actually correct the colors if you need to.
I guess so, but I'm a basic
I'm sure
editor.
the Bond dabbled with that. I'm sure that
Like, I don't like Gacha Life 2 because it doesn't have the option to copy paste
Oh, there you go. See,
color codes.
exactly what I said. There you go.
Okay, let me know, Bon, on how to make sure the characters because sometimes when I try to make bad evil like characters, they just like too happy and everything when they're supposed to be moody and burny and dark and evil.
Actually, while I was editing, speaking of color codes, Ghosty, I actually have a workaround for that in Gacha Club. When I was doing People Above, I actually discovered that if you happen to just click on the slider on the middle slider without moving it at all, it will save the colors in your most recent colors folder, and just go to the top left one in each case, and then where you can copy and paste the color code if you need to. It's not exactly copy and paste, but it does save it for you.
That would be very helpful if you could show me how to do that later.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll make another silent tutorial at some point. It's been a while. Which, by the way, I found one today of someone actually who's recreated 20 different poses from Gacha Club into Gacha Life 2, and was doing the classic, give this video some support, and I might make some more kind of thing. So I might share that around. I might put it on. I'll leave the
yes,
quiet on
British
there for a
man,
bit longer.
I have dabbled.
Mm-hmm.
Also, speaking of the Atom Code Purple stream, I was listening to that while I was at work this morning doing what I usually do.
That makes sense.
Going back to Atom Code Purple makes me realize that it and the setup for Monster Compendium are very similar. I'm just using Atom Code... In a way, yeah. Right now I'm just using Atom Code Purple as kind of a thing of what not to do.
Lol.
Which, yeah, you can understand that. I mean, that's the thing. You can people watching this now. I'm sure that you two know about this, but people watching this now, you can learn a lot from bad media as well as good media. The don'ts are just as important as the do's, and sometimes they can come from the same place, which is even more fascinating. That's where you get fan fiction in some cases.
Right.
Made a joke earlier in chat.
Oh right, I know which one that is. Hang on, let me just scroll up. Okay, here it is. There it is. The rope scene killed me. There we go. Oh boy. It makes sense if you watch the video. I would explain it, but then I'd have to demonetize this video. Speaking of this video,
this video would be just.
Let's see. I think we were. Yeah. So I remember this scene. I have to scroll to a particular section. So it's just before this. So okay, here we go. I think it's here.
Everybody's planning, or I won't leave them hanging. So many.
We're so but okay, yeah, here we go. By the way, there was a comment on the last stream. I forgot to mention something. I had to take a screenshot of something because I should have mentioned this before. There was a comment on the last episode of this of the last review from this character, from Jess. Obviously, it's Johnny as Jess, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Let's see. Double sadness. It is.
And already Jessica's practicing hand contortions.
Of course. I actually rewatched KW's review of The People Above and Many Mrs. Dysart, and like how the hand contortion came up a couple of times.
Oh God.
Like, it's very easy to mess up the hands, in all honesty.
Yeah, especially if you have to, especially if you didn't have copy and paste yet, and you have to recreate the poses from scratch. Honestly, I had to move the sword every time back into the pose where it was supposed to be when I had to change the guards back and forth.
Yeah, that's why some people are like waiting for the still poses to create mini movies.
Which I would have also done if it weren't for the fact that I was trying to break the record. That's the only reason I bothered. The rest of the People Above can come out later. We have a full script for episode 2. We just haven't done anything with it yet.
This heck is members only. Why did I say okie dokie? Oh, I love that song. Stupid Deal is great.
That's that's what I was saying before. Anger, ow, ow, anger,
I don't know what's happening anymore.
I'll send you that song, KW. Get ready.
Oh no.
Okay, where is it? So, oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, justsadness.png.
Mm.
All right, so here's the comment that was on the last review. Hey guys, I'm guessing that Eli's not really a fan of me and my friends feeling sad when we talk to her privately on Discord. So he might just let her and Johnny just do lines and just not say anything.
Hey.
Okay,
I'm so confused. I saw the comment.
So the comment on the review, I guess because the video was called Double Sadness, so it was relevant to say, but also like in private conversations, obviously we can't like say one way or the other, you know, if the sadness, if you're not a fan in private conversations, because you know they're private conversations. What are we supposed to do here? But also, if that's in reference to the video, I'd say once again you're missing the point. Sadness is fine, but it's when it hijacks the series, which it does on a near constant basis. That was a thing from the original, and it's still a thing in the revival now that keeps coming back, as if that was like the only thing that essentially matters. Like the main conflict is always about, you know, cheering somebody up despite whatever cataclysmic events are happening around everyone else. That's the issue. It's a case of sorting out priorities more so than it is because if anything, that's one of the things about superheroes that you have to that they always have to put aside, and that's part of what makes them so heroic. If anything, Marinette here, prime example. Obviously depends on where you are, but from what I remember, it was season 4 specifically that had her first episode of that end up having a breakdown over her new role as Guardian of the Miraculous and how guarded she had to actually be around her own friends. And then also other episodes where she had to like kick her friends out as if she was pretending to be mad at them, only so that they wouldn't actually discover what was behind the dollhouse. Anyway, there's plenty of examples. I think I've also talked about Spider-Man before, which, you know, just everything to do with Spider-Man is about that, whichever version you're a fan of. Anyway, the longer we sit here, the more Adrian stares into my soul. I mean, at least he's staring somewhere at the moment because there's no thought behind those eyes at the moment. Anyways, let's actually. This is.
There's Kim Sam behind the speaker.
I mean, that happens. Oh my goodness! You're gonna spoil the whole song, Bon. It's like verse 3. Anyway.
Honestly, Bon, keep it coming.
Keep it coming. Oh, it's a song.
I do enjoy it, and it's one of the songs that got me into the Stupendium as an artist. Not the first one I heard of them, but one of the ones. Yeah.
Like, honestly, same here. I was in the Stupidium before the song came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
definitely gotten more into their music.
Yeah, I think for it was either Find the Keys or Way Deeper Down that was the first one that I heard. Anyway, did I see Eli's gag about Ebony Pop? Well, I don't. I mean, yes, I did actually see that. I put it on screen now, but it is essentially, I think it's like 40 minutes long. It's just like extended staring from last time, except that it actually looks more animated than the original product because she actually blinks and shuffles a couple of times during that. But yeah. Art of Darkness, that's another good one. Anyways, I actually performed I performed a lip sync of of What a Foul Day when I left university because there was a lip sync battle someone was arranging for end of year. And that was no one knew what on earth was going on. They'll chose like your standard pop songs essentially. And I was just came in here like, who's this? The true prince of your sins cruising. What's you going to need? And you'll fizz, obviously without talking, because that kind of ruins it. Anyway, without further ado on the review. The actual review. Ames, who was so cute when we were little. I know, we've been best friends for a long time. Hey Amy, hi Jess, what are you doing? Who are you, strange lady? Oh, Princess Kim, it's you. We were going through our childhood photos. That's so cool.
Oh my god, that character with the creepy eyes is still.
I mean, if that's their eye shape, I mean, it's not like.
No, it's just Johnny. You need to pick good eyes. I'm sorry, the eyes that you pick for this character sucks.
Which one are you
Because it
referring
looks
to
like-
here, just for Johnny's reference?
The green leaf, yellow hair, yellow shirt. I think
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like. Yeah, I'm sorry, but those eye shapes. This looks like she's staring at your soul, as if she's some possessed doll, toy, demon thing or whatever. And it's just like if you're going for that effect, maybe for like evil stuff or whatever. Okay, whatever. That's good because you're trying to make the character creepy. But if you're not trying to make a character creepy and you're just trying to make them cute or fashion and nice and cool or whatever, this does not work.
Very well. Don't talk about eyes until Johnny slaps on some Butterverse forsaken noses. Okay. The two things aren't necessarily mutually exclusive, but alright. So how did you two meet? I think that's an actual quote from Super Pops, from one of the last episodes I actually saw before I got bored with it. Well, Jess and I actually known each other since birth.
How can you know someone since birth? Do you guys?
Well, last episode, it turns out that Marinette went into labor on the same time as Alia, if I'm remembering correctly, because I'm pretty sure both those were their natural births. I'm trying to remember who was adopted and who wasn't. Yeah, but either way, they had them at the same time, so potentially there was like a very, very early play date that basically counts as since birth. Our story begins
Our
with the
story
dawn.
begins with the dawn of time.
Yeah, me and Em share the same birthday. Oh, okay. Maybe they shared a maternity ward as well. Okay, that was not entirely clear from last time, but fair enough. The character with the blonde girl dress. We don't know if I've forgotten her again. Imagine her with the tiara on.
Kim? Princess Kim?
Yeah. Well, once my mum and Jess's mum found out they were pregnant with us, they got excited. They got so excited, both of their waters broke instantly, and that's how we coordinated it. Why is that so funny to me? That shouldn't be that funny. Why am I laughing this much? Anyway.
I needed to take my headphones out to untangle the cords, so I just awkwardly looked at my webcam and smiled.
Okay. So what I said was that when they found out they got pregnant, they got excited. I said, "Oh, so when they found out their waters both broke at the same time, that's how they coordinated it." That's what I said. For some reason, I found that hilarious. I don't know why. Anyway,
We need to work on your sense of humor. It's funny, but it's not that funny.
yeah.
Sounds painful.
Hang on.
You lose.
Okay. Because I've lost all my sanity when it comes to this series. You know what? Yeah, let's say that that's it. Anyway, especially since I was technically going to be her first child. I've already talked about the fact that biological children do not get special treatment over adoptive children, or there's there shouldn't be a difference there within one person's perspective. So I'm not going to repeat myself, but watch last review if you want to hear me like break that down. I thought you had two older sisters, Jess. Yeah, that's why she said technically. Here we go. And they were adopted. So my parents were 14 when Mum was pregnant.
Huh? Wait,
I see.
What?
Okay, rewind.
Math does not compute. Math does not compute. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if this means that there was like, because like she's saying that her mum was pregnant at 14, but then she's saying that she's the first biological child, which means it would have to have been her, but they were adopted earlier. Didn't Marinette and Adrian? I mean, ignoring the age thing because that's already terrible. We all know this. Ignoring that part. Doesn't that also mean that Marinette and Adrian adopted a child before they met? Don't they meet when they're 14? Like 2 children beforehand, and they just that never comes up in the original show. Is that what we're supposed to take away from this? Because otherwise, you're saying they were 14 when Mum was pregnant, but that was said Mum was pregnant with like the first one or something, which means that, but then they wouldn't have been adopted because that would be a biological birth. Like that doesn't make sense. Neither version computes at all.
Also, Bon has converted back into the French. The French as the Canadian is at the door, batting the hatches.
Yeah, the Pop's tragedy iceberg it gets larger. I think that means I've never seen that word before.
Wait, what's that? Oh yeah, the Pop's strategy, the iceberg thickens. That's what. Okay.
Okay, there we go. That. All right, yeah, I was close.
Yeah. Yes.
No one is reading that right. The sentence makes no sense either way you look at it.
Yeah. Oh no.
Anyway, isn't it like it's dangerous for someone to?
It's definitely no.
I mean, yes, it is dangerous to give birth too young. Yes, that is very true. Even though technically you do actually meet your biological prime or something for childbirth at much like in your sometime in your teens, but that doesn't mean that it's ideal at all. My goodness.
Does that mean that Adrian and Marinette were married pretty young?
Well, I mean, assuming that they did marry, because I mean, again, who would approve of that? Do you imagine Gabriel would approve of his son getting married like at that young? I don't think so.
Father, I know who is controlling who has ruled my life for the lifetime. However old I am.
I propose to a girl that you may or may not have seen by this point in the show, and therefore would have no knowledge of. Is that okay with you? Gabriel just like stares down and is like, I'll pack my own bag, shall I?
This has gone into a dark turn with Potts, and I don't know if wait, Potts, did I just say I said Potts, didn't I?
Bon?
Someone as serious as toddlers drowning. That's what the next line said. Oh my god, so much French.
Wait, Bon, why don't you hop in here and voice your concerns?
Because then we won't be able to translate them.
I got this. KW, I will hit you with a Candyland hockey stick if you don't stop your intense keyboarding. What?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah. We can hear your mouse clicks a lot.
Oh, I was. My bad.
Yeah,
Wait, you can hear that?
Yeah, I barely noticed it until Bon brought it up. Honestly. 14?
My computer is messed up.
So were my parents. I mean, yeah, by transfer property, if it was you born the same day, then I guess you must have been. But that also means that they had to have been that must mean that yes, they were 14 when they're pregnant with her. So unless like the two older sisters were adopted later in life, but they happen to be older. If so, that makes sense on a timeline level, but it doesn't make sense that they were both Marinette and Alia got pregnant when they were 14. Oh god.
I'm just saying, to be honest, I was clicking stuff because of the French. I was trying to translate it.
Way to turn Chloe Bourgeois into the responsible girl of the series.
Which I do not love.
Unless she had a child too. I mean, we don't know at this point.
Literally, she did try to change in the Miraculous series, but then she went back to her old habits because she decided that she's not a fan of Ladybug anymore.
Yeah, no, Aiden's told me about that. What I'm saying is, in comparison to the two teenage mothers, she becomes responsible by default.
It's oh my god. No, Chloe should have been the dumb one. Because she's the dumb blonde! She's
wait, hold on. Can you imagine the scandal if Mayor Bourgeois had to cover up his teenage daughter's pregnancy in front of the entirety of Paris? That would be amazing.
I was also about to say, there's one other implication that we're not talking about.
Well, I mean, yes, it takes two to tango, so all four of them are irresponsible. We understand that. I was just saying out of the protagonist girls, specifically.
What I'm saying is that does that mean that Marionette and Adrian are, only in their mid to like?
But I don't think we
does that mean they're in their late 20s?
Yes, that it would mean that. You're right, because but the top 13 or 14, they're like 28 or 27.
Oh god. Okay, I am not. Okay, sorry, but I am not translating that. I will send.
Oh, I actually don't worry. I don't need a translation on that. I know exactly what that one means. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not that.
Probably also get this video demonetized, not gonna lie. If we talk about that.
I think I accidentally said out too. My apologies, but I was just laughing about something and I was trying to translate that and I saw the word, but hopefully it's really quiet. If not, then I'm sorry.
Right.
I need to get this translated right now.
Oh, okay.
I'll paste it in the private chat. This is what.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The
Go on,
translation is.
All right.
That's why.
Oh, hold up. It gets worse with every single frame. Cool. My parents were in their teens as well.
Oh, Johnny!
Of course they were.
Johnny! This is probably the worst. Oh my god, this is literally the worst episode of Pops. Honestly, I'm sorry. This literally is because of.
Can I just say, I thought maybe like last episode was a dud. Maybe that was a low in the revival, and the next episode, because it was meant to be something different, we pick up. This is the first scene. And we're still not done, and we've dug ourselves to a low that has never descended to before.
I'm just gonna say, there's nothing wrong with teenager parents. There could be good teenager parents. I'm not gonna lie about that. However,
it's just
not
how it's just.
I don't think this
it
is
doesn't
good.
Make sense on it doesn't make sense on a character level either, because do you imagine that like any of the four from Miraculous would be like particularly, I don't know, thinking about it along those lines?
Even Marinette wouldn't do that. I know for a fact because of her character, story.
She's probably
also.
Let's be fair. She's a stalker. She's probably imagined it a few times, but actually going forward with it, I mean, hello, she's able to talk to the guy for the most of the time at that age.
Also, Jacob. You want to know what I just thought about? When I made my design for Marionette, I was going to toss it Johnny's direction. I made it under the impression that Ladybug was in her early 30s.
In the
would
series,
be logical,
right?
if the minimum bare logic moment here, Otherwise,
no, I'm sorry. What were their parents thinking? No. Bill Funk's right there. It's not what their parents were thinking. I mean, technically, yes. But
I say like the parents of these people on the screen right now. Their parents ones who were the teens.
Realistically, though, what was Johnny thinking that teenager parents would be a good idea for this plot? Is such a terrible plot.
It seems like he wanted to de-age the characters slightly, so they would still be like in their fighting prime. Which, I mean, honestly, you could still be in your fighting prime in your 30s if you keep yourself relatively healthy. I don't see why not. But if that is the case, then yeah, you shouldn't have worried about that. If it's a case of trying to accelerate the process and relive your miraculous fan fictions of them having children immediately, then I would discourage that entirely.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
There's Imagine in chat.
Oh, well, yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
Imagine talking to Bon, yeah.
I watched this anime show. I am not saying the anime show because I know for a fact there will people who will try to spoiler it. It has happened before.
Don't worry, Aiden's not here. We can contain ourselves.
Yeah, okay. So I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, that's the anime I've been watching, right?
Oh, I don't know it, so I can't spoil it.
Yeah, I won't spoil it. No, I won't spoil anything. There's an epic fight scene that's happening right now, right? As usual, anime stuff. There is a guy who is being this bad guy, and he is literally 71. And I have seen other anime shows where older guys can beat people and everything like that because they exercise or whatever. Now, I know that's a little bit of a stretch and everything, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. It's animation. You can do stuff with cartoons and such. It bypass that because it's not realistic.
That's true.
Johnny,
that's
you
true. You know who else was 71 as a villain? Voldemort. At the end of Battle of Hogwarts, he was 71 years old.
Exactly. So you can do stuff with imagination and be not as realistic as possible.
Imagination. Again, if that is the reason that they were predator teens and it wasn't just, let's speed up the process of fan fiction.
Like that, and there's another elephant in the room that we're not thinking about. Does that mean that Marionette and Alia were still doing their things as crime fighters while pregnant?
That depends on how old are they in the show as of right now?
Well, let's see. So when they depending on how much time has passed for a lot of seasons, I know for a fact in season 1, like the very beginning, they started around the age of 14 years old, and it was Indiana's birthday. So,
13 turns 14.
Yeah, so, around that age of season 1. So they might be now 16 or 17 or 18 by now in season 5 or something like that.
If that is the case, and we do assume that they are aging up in the show, because obviously not every animated show does that. But if we do go that route, then yes, they would have been crime fighting while pregnant, apparently, and they're just
which is still dumb because they technically can't do anything while they're pregnant.
Technically, by this universe, it would be like a divergent timeline at this point. So in Johnny's version of Miraculous, they would have most likely, I guess, I would hope they would have taken a break a little bit.
This is why I don't really like people shipping characters or doing this sort of thing. It's just because they think this will be cool or whatever, and it's not. I'm sorry. Having kids, having their parents be teenagers while pregnant and stuff is just not cool.
I mean, they say that parenthood is kids having kids, but they don't mean it literally.
Right. It's just...
They don't mean it literally.
It's just bad plot, honestly. It's the worst plot in the world.
Imagine if Johnny shows up right now. I hope he does, because I want answers. We haven't heard from the one in the blue sweater yet. I hope she doesn't say that her parents were teens too. But based on the other answers, I'm not hopeful. The only one who's apparently had a child at a decent age was the Queen. Well, that was a royal scandal some years back too. I don't know.
Oh God, please no.
Okay, so moving on. So she doesn't say anything. Fine. Yep.
So how did they found out?
They peed on a stick. That's the same way most people find out.
Or when he feels sick for the past few weeks and
during temperature, Ghosty. Ghosty. I mean, okay, they didn't know. They didn't know, so it's not like they were intentionally neglectful. Understandable, fine. The first time they realized, okay, did they continue to patrol after this point? Is what we need to know.
I just feel sick to my stomach right now, literally.
So do they. So do they. Don't isn't that right? Are you two sure you want to go on patrol?
Have they even gotten married? That's my question.
They're 14,
Okay,
so no.
okay.
We already covered that. Gabriel would never have approved of this.
Okay. Let's hit the brakes.
This is literally. I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm sorry. You are being very disrespectful to the series of Miraculous and Power Rangers. I am sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you have done us a great honor this day. I'm going to.
Again, there are teenager parent stories out there that are good, but this one is not. You are basically being like, I am sorry. Like, yeah, Merida could have thought of stuff or whatever doing the Adrian because she's a sucker or whatever, but like Jacob said, that her actually doing it probably won't happen because how shy the girl is. Now, however, she has progressed with
imagine
that
her
trying.
trying to. Imagine her trying to bring it up. She launched herself into a trash can several times, which she had to confess to the guy. Imagine her bringing up, having a baby. She'd throw herself out of a window.
Right, it's just she always stammers and everything like that. It's just like, yes, technically in season 5, if she has learned to try not to be so stammerish and everything, and actually tried to chuck Adrian, because Adrian actually is now starting to fall in love with Marinette. Surprise, surprise. But still, I don't think they would have done that sort of stuff at a very young age.
No, definitely not. And if we're saying that Adrian
he's
initiated
here.
the conversation, then
Johnny!
Johnny!
also no, he's too wholesome. God.
Johnny!
Okay, thank goodness
Johnny!
you're here.
We hate the episode right now, actually.
Johnny, can we ask you some questions?
Okay, Johnny, go see. You can ask your questions, but I'm gonna say this real quick. Okay, Johnny, I hate this episode. You are disrespecting Miraculous and Power Rangers, making these characters being teenager parents. That is not okay. I'm sorry.
Like, it wouldn't be so bad if you didn't let them have children so young.
They should have been in their early 30s by now. I'm sorry. They should have been Miraculous and the Power Rangers wouldn't be this dumb. They are kids.
What we're saying is
they
should be in the early 30s at the present time, not necessarily when they had the children, although that wouldn't be bad either.
They should be at least around in their 20s to have kids. I'm sorry, Johnny, but this is my least favorite episode, and I wish it never existed.
Yeah, we're only one scene in.
Like, it would be great if they were, like, at least a smidgen older. But as for right now, no, they're, like, literally kids having kids. Stop.
If they're, like, high school lovers and they decide to get married after they graduate high school and decide to have family by then, okay, sure, whatever. But they didn't do that.
They did not do that. No, they're quite literally 13, 14, 15, having children, popping out babies. Stop.
Yeah, they were confirmed 14 in the previous scene. Yeah.
And here's the thing. One Tree Hill did have someone who was like a teacher mom or whatever. But they did it such a way where it didn't look awful or it feel terrible. I
guess the whole point of Gilmore Girls is that as well. The mother had the daughter young, and that's why they were close. But they also addressed in there like the nuances behind that. I'm not sure we're going to get into the nuances of teen pregnancy in this video.
No. That's a little bit too much on YouTube for a Gacha review. But I'm just saying, in general, it's just I'm sorry, no, just a major no for this series. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I guess the main question we have is why? Why was the decision to make them have children at this young age? At this young an age?
Mm-hmm.
What was the reason behind that? That's the main question we have.
Like, why? What was the reason behind it? Rationalize it for me. Because if you can't, I'm going to leave stream and I'm going to make hot chocolate and do a mental health cleanse.
Yeah. And while Johnny responds, I'll just say to Josh, he says, this episode I did is just because I voted for it. From what I remember you saying, actually, because you sent me the poll where that was a thing, you voted for there being a prequel about how they all met. You did not specify that it went in this direction. So don't blame
Exactly.
yourself for this one.
Don't blame yourself, Josh. Don't blame yourself.
I wanted to
Okay,
support
Johnny!
Teen Mums.
Johnny!
Is the thing.
Johnny, you can support Teen Moms without doing this episode. You can literally could have done so much better. Johnny, I actually know someone in real life who is a teenager mom, or at least a family member who knows someone who is a teenager mom, and they fully support them and everything. You do not need to make an episode where multiple parents had kids at a teenager age. If you want to support teen moms, awesome, but you don't need to do this to show that you support it.
Like, teenager moms, great, but it would be like better if they weren't having kids this early.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, but this is
I think a lot of the part of the outrage, of course, is based on like the general concept, but also on top of that, these are characters that people actually know, and in the ways and who would never have acted in this particular way in the first place. It seemed, before you came in and clarified that, it seemed like it was going the case of let's support the shipping, let's support the the fanfic here, and actually accelerate the process a bit. But okay, fine. So that wasn't the case. You just wanted to support teen mums. Well, if that's the case, let's see how the rest of the episode tackles that, because it's a serious issue with a lot of arguments for it's based on
here's the thing.
Exposure to it is.
I mean, I also here's the thing. I have stated that about Mandy's also sexuality or whatever, but I never put that in the show because I'm I don't see that being a plot point for the story or whatever. I said that Mandy is bisexual or whatever, but I at one time or something like that, I don't remember when exactly. I just remember saying that, oh, Mandy is secondly bisexual. I think someone asked me, oh wait, is Mandy blah 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 or whatever, and I'm like, well, the answer is that she's bisexual, but I never made that as a plot point or anything like that because it's it didn't really matter. She's just a character, part of the story, and her sexuality is not that important.
I think that the difference between what you're describing and what's happening here is that Johnny is also presenting this as oh, okay, this is a thing that happened and it doesn't matter. But in this case, it actually does. With a sexual orientation, you're born with that. Obviously, that's not a thing you can control, and
right.
It's a part of your life. In this case, it's characters who are making decisions, and without the story necessarily going into discouraging that kind of thing in the first place, or saying
Johnny, no. They said they were 14 when they start at school in season 1. Time has passed. By season 5, they are now about to graduate. They literally said in season 5 they're going to graduate. And
yeah, so on a timeline level, it doesn't make sense either. But even if it did, why do they necessarily have to have kids right when when the show is still during the show's original airing? You set this in the future. You have a time gap. You can fill that in with the time as adults exploring the romance that they weren't allowed to have while they were under the thumb of Disney and Saban and whatever else and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that when he said, "Oh wait, in all season 5 though they said they're teens." No, actually, in season 1 they have said they are 14 and they're first starting school. By the time season 5 comes out, they are graduating. Because literally, Gabriel Goodbreast has told Adrian that he is going somewhere else, relocate or whatever, after he graduates school. Because it was their last year of school. They're graduating high school. So I don't know where you get the point when they said, oh, they're 14 only in 5 seasons.
Honestly, don't know what I set the timeline at this point.
I mean,
okay, I'm gonna
in the future.
Sorry, Jacob. I thought this was gonna be a fun Pops episode, but Johnny has just crossed the line for me.
I did warn you.
You're not the only one.
This might not be a pick me up your thinking.
You warned me it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to go to this level.
Yeah. Like,
We didn't know it was gonna get this deep,
Like-
man.
Yeah.
okay, here's the thing. If
I feel I'm gonna go take a mental health cleanse.
yeah, go ahead, go say.
I'm sorry, Johnny, but no.
Go ahead, go say.
No, babe, this is not the way. This is
Like I
not
said,
the
if
way,
you want
honey.
to support teenage moms, teenage parents, or whatever, maybe have only one set of kid who has a teenager parent, not multiple.
Like, and that begs the question: are they still like superheroing? Well,
I'm
Like, I
guessing we're
assume
gonna find that
not.
out as the video continues because we
No, let's
haven't.
just well, okay. Let's just see what.
like you guys can find that out without
Yeah,
me.
no worries.
KW, if that is the case, then send me a DM or something.
Yeah, I will totally.
Other than that,
All
I'll
right,
let you know.
I'm
you're,
just
you're,
gonna,
you're, you're, you're
I'm
pulling
just
a you're
gonna
pulling a
go.
Yumi and you're asking to be kept posted.
Yeah, keep me posted.
There we
I
go.
will. I will.
Other than that, the peace out. I'm gonna dip because Johnny, you just accidentally made me really uncomfortable with your series,
I understand.
and I don't want
No,
any
it's
more
also better
of
to go
it.
see. I honestly, I apologize that you had to suffer through this. All honesty,
It's really uncomfortable.
I know.
All right, take care. Okay. So yeah, you seem unwell. Yeah, but Ladybug and I are fine, right? Not really, Rina. My stomach hurts so bad. We better take him to the hospital, dude. Oh, imagine trying to get through customs there. I guess if they open up a file in the name of the superheroes, I guess they could do that. I agree. I mean, at least I was gonna say at least detransform first, but fine.
Right.
Is Trixie just like holding on this entire time, being like, "Don't worry, I'll protect your identity." Clearly, this was the right decision. Excuse me, Carapace. Yes, Doctor. Please tell me you have an answer to why my wife is not feeling good. Your wife. This is the past. This is when you're saying you're 14, right? How is she your wife? I'm sorry. Are we supporting teen marriages or something now as well? Is that
No.
It's okay. It's a superhero hospital. Fine. Okay, but like wife.
Johnny, this episode is just getting worse and worse and worse. You are literally being disrespectful to Merculus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of it comes from the from the representation of the characters themselves, like how they've been adapted here.
Like, here's the thing. I do write fanfics. I am not gonna lie about that. Like, actually, matter of fact, I made a Zelda music video of a fanfic of mine. I guess you could say, or I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I guess you could say it's a music video, but it's also like a story. It's like a part one of the story that I'm wanting to make, which leads into the Zelda movie or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that honestly, but I try to make sure I follow most of the Zelda lore, following most of the characters with my own characters, and trying to make sure there's like stuff like that, you know. So, but this sort of kind of stuff, I do not see regular characters going through this.
It's the
Just
same
because
as
of the-
people have with like with you know like remakes of movies or something. Like
Mhm.
the Disney live action ones, for example. All the complaints come from I mean, yes, the ones that are designed to change the character and go a different direction, then so be it. But in some cases, they're trying to emulate things as much as possible, but still get things wrong or like don't acknowledge why something worked before.
Don't fix
I'm
it,
thinking
you know.
from that now, yeah.
Right. I mean, I enjoy some like the live actions, but I do understand the complaints from it. And, like, I will respect the opinions. I mean, I do enjoy that. I haven't seen a new Little Mermaid because I am a little bit scared what direction they went with because I have seen some comments about it. But like I still enjoy some of them. Like some of them weren't the greatest, but some of them were good. I enjoyed it. But I do understand that why doing remakes. It definitely doesn't make sense, but it's just
I'll send you the Nostalgia Critic review of the live action Little Mermaid then.
all right. That's fair enough.
Yeah, it's in your recommended already. It'll pop up eventually. The process.
Right. I have seen most of his other videos. Like I saw like the It one, which I actually really enjoyed, and I actually agreed all the things he said, including Aragon. I was like, oh my god, he gets it. What I'm talking about. Like, sure, the Aragon one he did mostly of the movie, but like I enjoyed the movie more than the books. So, but it's just like if you want to follow the true heart of Relentless or Power Rangers or any of the Phantom series, don't do stuff like this because it does not match up with their characters. Oh, trust me, you don't not want. Oh, what did you do, Johnny? Johnny, what
Let's
did
see.
you?
I mean, I
Skippy.
imagine they, have the babies because we already know that's part. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
Well, this might actually be good news for you two.
It's not. No, this not the
Okay,
real-
okay. As a random civilian who doesn't know the ages of the actual characters, it may or may not be good news. She doesn't know about them. I
Right,
remember
okay.
there was a whole Ladyblog thing about how Ladybug was like 5,000. So as far as civilians are concerned, anyway.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. But like, if they actually did know about the ages, the doctor would have been
Yeah,
more
of course,
concerned.
yeah.
Really.
I just told Ladybug and Cat Noir the same thing.
Oh, what
They had
coincidence!
They had the same doctor attending to both of them. How
That's-
understaffed is this superhero hospital?
Probably way understaffed.
Yeah, she's expecting a child. You saying that I'm pregnant? Yes, congratulations, Rin and Carapace.
What?
Carapace,
Whatever.
we're gonna be parents. I mean, if we're gonna represent teen mums are not usually this enthusiastic about them, unless they're in a
No, they
Lifetime
are
movie.
worried and scared to death.
Unless they're in a Lifetime movie about the pregnancy pact that didn't exist and was a hoax invented at a school. So yeah. Oh, see, Amy's excited. Yay, it's me! Right.
Oh god.
In fact, I think the sickness that you were feeling was your baby telling you she's ready?
No.
So, remember
No.
what I said
No.
earlier about,
No.
okay,
No.
they didn't know, so they
No.
just had morning sickness,
No.
and that makes sense, because that's the thing that happens early on, and, they can then take a breather and not patrol. But no, apparently, the first symptom you get, and immediately I was kidding before when I said they both go into labor and they find out. I was joking. That wasn't supposed to actually happen.
Your projection
Why am I
powers are
psychic?
too powerful. You're too powerful, Jacob.
Ah.
Jo- Should I just
Right.
join you two? I do not have
Sure.
power of. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. All right. Let's see. I don't know how babies let their mother know they're ready.
my god.
Okay. Well, first of all, there's Google for that. Second of all, their waters break. And then after, and then there's still like several hours worth of labor time before that happens. So you're going into labor at that particular point. Morning sickness and other stuff is a symptom that happens like all the way across pregnancy, on top of a bunch of other stuff, of course.
Yeah. Okay, listen. You should know that babies need 9 months to be ready to give
I got mine stuck in the Mazda one time between
motion sickness. And if the baby is ready to, pop out of the mother, well, they would be feeling lots of pain. Matter of fact, she would not be standing by now, especially if she's 14.
I mean, yeah. So I like the first few hours of labor. That's when like when you they just between like when your waters break, when contractions start, it's not like immediate, but it also but yeah, once the contraction starts and they get worse and worse over time as the baby approaches, that's when the pain intensifies, and then you're of course asked to push, in which case you have to use that by yourself, and that requires all the mental fortitude and etc. etc. Okay, well, I'm just replying to something. I'll let Johnny in a moment. Okay, there we go. All right, right, come in, Johnny. Okay, I think his camera is.
I don't know.
I can see him. Okay, I can see him frozen in the corner at the bottom of my screen on Restream, but for some reason it hasn't come up. Let me try again.
Huh.
Yeah, I think his internet's acting up again. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'll leave it on in case it like returns. But yeah,
Right.
now
We'll see.
we're supposed to continue. Okay. Oh, okay, right, we got it. It works.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Yeah. I have very strong opinions.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I'm obviously not as much of a Miraculous fan, like as intensely as either of you two. But yeah, I can see where a lot of this is coming from.
Well, like I said, I have wrote fanfics before, but I made sure to follow the heart of the story and make sure the characters aren't out of place. And this is where these characters are out of place and everything that they should not be right now at this age or anything like that. Like I said, I'm sorry, but you're being disrespectful to the Miraculous fandom by doing this.
Now that you mention it, I still have a craving for groups 39. Okay, so you know about the 40 weeks of gestation. So you have cravings for grapes. Okay, so you know about the pregnancy cravings. Fine. I guess morning sickness came in later. I don't know. But yeah, at least the gestation period was fine. But then again, I'm surprised it did neither of them like show.
Yeah.
Like did oh your camera's way better than it normally does, surprisingly. But yeah, did neither of them show like during those 39 weeks that she was craving for grapes? Like this.
Oh my! That should have been a sign. I'm sorry. That should have been a sign. Like literally. Okay. So I don't know if Bible fan has ever seen Twilight or whatever, but we all know what happens in Bring It On, right?
I mean, I'm not sure if this is the best example, but yes.
Okay, no. I was just saying. No, I'm not going into much about it. I'm just saying, like, in Bring It On, Bella was hungry for chicken, but then she still felt sick and does not like the chicken that she ate or anything like that. And then she went to check to see if she missed something that most people all have. I'm not going to say it just because I don't know if that's okay to say or not.
Oh no, I've said it before in previous videos. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She was checking to see if her periods are late, and it was, and so that is a sign of if she realized, oh my god, I might actually be pregnant because I've missed my period, because she was supposed to have her period or during that week, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I have heard in some I've heard in some instances that sometimes there's some people have like month-long gaps between their periods, and that's for some reason that ends up happening just naturally. But it's not. I've never heard anything past 3 before.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, if baby's less than 9, so even if that on that rare circumstance, and even if that rare circumstance happened to both of them at the same time, it would still only have accounted for like a third of the time.
Yeah, no, I heard about those stories too, where they sometimes miss their period, and it's just a normal thing. It happens, but I feel she should have known that she was pregnant if she's like, oh wait, why I don't have my periods? I should have my periods.
Yep. Sometimes people will panic when it doesn't come like when they're expecting it to, and there's like, oh my goodness, I'm late by like a couple of days, and that's sometimes is just a case of panic. But then in media they speed it up. But yeah, it is a legitimate concern, and one that by this point they would have been extremely aware of, unless Francois Dupont does not have health class.
I get like there's other ones running with teen parents, but this is way going too far because technically, right now in the U.S. we're trying to protect kids for things like this not to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I really hate this episode.
Yeah, the efficiency of the methods regarding that protection is questionable, but the intent is there.
Yes, like there are good ways and bad ways of trying to protect children. I do agree with that, but I'm talking about mostly the good ways of trying to protect children from that sort of thing from happening.
Yeah, and a good way of protecting them is not portraying that is not neglecting the negative aspects when something's presented in a fictional context.
Yes. Somebody tells me that this episode was a big mistake. Oh, it is a big mistake. Literally.
Yeah. Are you saying we're gonna meet the baby? We will. A labor is about to come out as well. Say no more. Let's do the surgery. Yeah, whoopee! Let's go into labor.
I'm.
All I can do is laugh because otherwise I have to cry.
I'm sorry. As much my mom loves and glad that I was born, she would never say this.
I mean, yeah. I don't...
She will tell me, do you know how much you were a pain in the butt when we were trying to get you out of my room or whatever?
A literal pain in the butt, yeah.
Apparently, I was late to my actual due date or whatever, so it's like she loves me and cares for me, but she would not go, say no more, let's do the surgery. She would be like, oh god, here we go. It's time.
Yeah. I mean, they exaggerate it a lot in media as well because, like I said before, when your water breaks, you still have like several hours before like the baby is due, and even then, like the contractions don't start immediately. So sometimes people are like, "Okay, my water's broke. All right, let's go." The excitement like builds up, but at the same time, the panic does set in. But obviously in media, it's like, oh, my water's broke, the baby is coming, immediately. That's not realistic either. So it's got to be a balance between the two.
Yeah, like I think Friends and like One Tree Hill does the pregnancy pretty well. I mean, it's still oversaturated, but like talking about like the different types of pregnancies and such, they did pretty well on it.
Yeah. She was too excited since there was the first child. I guess, considering her age, I don't thought about the implications of that. She probably just wasn't aware of like how much that would like what you have to go through at this point.
Again,
if Francois Dupont does not have health class, then this explains a lot of things.
No, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's her first child or anything like that. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. She still would be in pain and would not say, "Oh, let's do this." Be all excited and everything.
Imagine if you found out that you were about to become a mum within like the next few hours with no prior preparation.
You would kind of be like, "Oh god, what if I'm a bad baby?" You would be like, "Oh my god, what if I'm a bad mom? Oh no, what if the pregnancy is gonna fail? What if You have all those thoughts in your head, no matter what. You will not be excited. I'm sorry. That's just facts.
Well, you would be excited, but you would also be afraid. You wouldn't be just excited.
Yeah, you would be like nerve excited, like Pinky will say.
And yeah, but she wouldn't be a lot of pain. I mean, it depends. From what I'm guessing, her contractions hadn't started. Unless, wait, actually no. she was holding her stomach. That might have been the first contraction, but then again, contractions are meant to be like 30 seconds apart from each other, so even that doesn't make sense. Right.
Yeah, well, no, one of theory is correct. Yeah, she will be in loads and loads of pain, especially if she's at that age.
Maybe not quite in that moment that we saw her, but after, before this scene, we have a time jump to when the baby is, cleaned and clothed and all that stuff. Because I mean, which is fair. Gacha as a medium has already seen way too many people go into labor on screen. Don't need that again, so that's fair.
Okay.
But
John-
she'd still be extremely exhausted. Oh, okay, so C-section births don't have to push me
Okay,
out.
no. C-sections are so painful. I'm sorry, they are. I know this because what my mom went through. They're very painful.
Yeah, fair enough. Did they put her under? Did she tell you that at all?
I think they did trying to put her under and everything, but it was so painful. And
Yeah.
So
obviously, you can't administer too much anesthetic because obviously that
right.
I imagine, not a doctor, but I imagine that affects the baby if it's too much.
Right. Me and mom, I have to ask her the story again about the C-section thing. Honestly, it's been a while since she has told that story.
I'm surprised she hasn't burst into your room hearing you talk about this right now to clarify the
she hears me talk a lot of stuff and just stares at me. And she's like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Just go with your life. Be a good kid. I love you.
That is the spirit, to be fair. Basically, I'm not a medical expert or a women's.
Okay, then research. Do your research. Johnny, you should do your research before making these types of episodes. If you do not know anything, do your research. That's what I did for Legend of Zelda lore, for FNAF lore, and all of that other stuff before making anything. Like Kalamai, I did some research about dragons. I did a lot of research with fairies and such. It picked out different stuff from different lores and different aspects of it and just create something new and unique, including misfits. I decided to make my unique twists with wolves and vampires.
I mean, yeah, so everything that people say is original is technically a remix of several things because that's just the way that we work as humans. We take certain ideas and we'll mix them together and then we'll split in a new format based on what we know. That's why there was a bit of an issue with
even though I said Clone Knight is an original story, but I'm saying it's an original story because it's not like a fan-made series based off of something. It's just a new story, but still have parts from what you probably already heard about fairies and wolves and vampires and all sorts of stuff. The story is just original because it's not based on a book series or movies or TV show that's already existed.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Congratulations, Rina. You have a beautiful baby girl. Now, would you like me to inform some of your, family? I guess it's superhero form, so that wouldn't be applicable, but normally, yeah.
I don't care if she has magical powers or anything like that. She's...
Well, okay, I'll let... I'm just imagining now having to, Marinette and Alia going back to their houses with a baby, or Nino and Adrian, if they end up taking the baby first, because they obviously don't live together at this point. Just imagine Adrian walking through the gates of the Agresta mansion with a baby in his hands. It's like, hey, father, you're a grandpa now.
I'm shaking a bag of Chex Mix because this is how furious I am.
It sounds like Ghosty's back.
Oh wait, I have Ghosty's bag right here. It's just filled with Chex Mix.
Yeah, I noticed. All right. That was quick. Carapace is a beautiful baby girl. This is the exact same wording as the nurse. She's so cute. Does Amy at least look cute as a baby? I mean, as far as gacha babies go, then yeah. Possibly a little bit too large to be a newborn in this case. But other than that, yeah. All right, bye. Thank you for coming in and at least helping clarify stuff, even if it's a little bit.
Eh.
What should we name her? Well, should she start with an A or an N? What about the other 24 letters of the English alphabet?
Apparently,
And,
they don't have
and
that.
also plus the other ones of the French alphabet too on top of that.
Amelia, you're not missing much. Welcome to the live stream. But honestly,
is this how like is this how parenthood has to go in the Brackers universe? Does every child's name either start with one of the same of their parents? Was Adrian's mother's name Aurelia or something? I don't know.
oh, oh yeah, because Carapace is Nino. And, kind of
Yeah, so
forgot about
it's like, oh yeah, well, she must therefore start with the same name as that was one of us. It is the law, apparently.
Is it not like alphabetical with the J names or whatever?
Well, yes, if that was a deliberate thing, but the thing is that we know they haven't discussed it at this point because they just found out they were gonna have a baby. So when were they gonna have time to talk about this?
Right.
Never. So it's not like they planned it in advance. Oh, well, it must have one of our letters. If they had done that and they have the chance to, then fine. But otherwise, what the heck? Also, it's worth pointing out that Jess does not have the same starting letter as either Marinette or Adrian, so their logic is flawed. Maybe an A since you're her mother. Yes.
But you're
what about an N because you're the father? God.
This episode should not exist. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that right now.
Is the logic because like they share a gender or something, and that's why like she therefore must take after her mother, because that's how science works apparently.
Wait. This is okay. Do you know what's worse about this?
What?
Meredith's heritage. She is half French and half Chinese.
Yeah.
Because of her mom.
Yeah.
They would not support teenager moms.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Because it's part of their culture. Now you can mix.
I still think Adrian would have it worse, but yeah, Marinette's probably what Marinette would get. Honestly, any of the parents would get a talking to anyway. If you came home like had a baby to begin with, you're gonna get scolded no matter what. But like,
last time I checked,
it worse from that side of the family.
Chinese people are pretty much strict about that sort of stuff. Last time I checked, I don't know. I'm not part of the Asian culture, so I might be wrong, and I am truly sorry about that.
I mean, Chinese people, especially ones who have like lived in China and were alive during the time of the one-child policy, which then became a two-child and a three-child policy. Yeah, they would have been very strict about that to begin with, almost just like on that fundamental level. Living in Paris will sort of negate a lot of that, to be fair. But at the same time, yeah. At the same time, what? No, still not okay. But then again, that wouldn't have been like a thought for Marinette at this point because, again, she didn't actually know. So it's not like she could make a decision based on her cultural heritage in the moment because she wasn't asked to make a decision in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
It just does not make sense.
Amy sounds nice. Amy it is then. I think she's waking up.
Oh no.
Wow! Wow! Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Let me hold you with one hand, but just by your arm.
Please don't speak English, please.
Another thing about babies. You've got like their neck muscles are not powerful enough to support the weight of their head, and their skull is massively underdeveloped. So if you don't support the skull when holding a baby, there's gonna be problems.
Yes, I guess it's a Scottish club, but still.
It's okay for your parents. By the way, she's standing remarkably quickly after giving birth as well.
It's like.
I'm guessing that's superpowers. Unless she's like invisible on the bed, like just passed out right now. This is an illusion. She plays like one feeble note on her flute. It's like illusion.
Wouldn't she be super exhausted by now too? Honestly, like,
I mean, I know that they only like have a timeout when they start using their powers in combat, but I don't think they've ever been like transformed for this length of time before, have they?
no.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. Obviously, there'd be no reason for it. Mama, okay. So apparently she can learn to talk immediately.
Okay.
But more of the story, Johnny is not a medical expert.
Okay.
And does not understand women or babies.
Nope. Okay, now honestly, I made a mistake when I was playing with Junior, and it was like been a year since this character has this child or whatever, and she talked when she was 1, or like a few weeks older, but that was my mistake. I realized my mistake.
You're just terrible at maths. That's different. This is a deliberate decision here.
Yeah, no, we all know I'm terrible at math. Like, So that's why I made that mistake. I'm like, oh wait, baby shouldn't talk at this point. I was supposed to say she's older by now. Say that's why she can talk. But yeah.
Which is interesting because Johnny also retconned the age of one of the other pops as well in order to make it so that, to cover for Eli's mistake of having a 2-year-old as part of the Blues Pops. So, with that in mind, Johnny is clearly able to like retcon and fix stuff, especially for a revival series. But no, we're here at this point apparently. Oh, she said her first word within minutes of being born.
It shouldn't be possible. Oh my!
You know what? Yeah, movement as well. How is she crawling already? Are these like... You know what, KW? I take it back. This is like in Breaking Dawn because Renesmee just shot up immediately. I guess they have vampire children, apparently.
I made the best reference in the world. Let's go! Points to me!
Okay, so both mother and child are walking postpartum faster than they should. Where is Cat Noir?
Dead. I know he's technically not because he still exists in like the present time or whatever, but come on.
This is our daughter. Her name is Jessica.
You know what? I've come to realize something here.
Yeah, let's put Amy down, see if they'll be friends. Put Amy down, flops on the floor.
Some of like the children characters, do not look like their parents at all. Like, where did the brown?
Okay, they're babies. Like, we can't really like judge too much.
I meant in the present time. I meant in the present time.
Okay, I think we did mention that before. I mean, in the case of Jess with her brown hair,
yes,
brown hair is technically more dominant than blonde hair. Although I know that Marinette's hair being blue was a stand-in for black hair because that's more difficult to animate in CG, which raises the question of whether that would be the more dominant hair trait that would be passed down or not. I don't actually know.
Right, but so, I would just feel like at least some genetics needs to be shown, like the hair.
This is true, yeah.
Again, cartoons will not make sense. I mean, if you think about it. Do you think all those characters in anime, when they go to high school or whatever, do you think they have blue, red, and pink hair? No.
No, I mean, the Mutant Girls, same issue. Yeah, I just ignored the logic of hair. People still complain about it. Oh my gosh, she just dropped her on her knees. That's some shattered bones right there. But yeah, I guess she too can also crawl immediately because apparently humans and giraffes are the same thing.
No, wait. This is like an episode. No. This whole entire series is literally Section K.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh wait, you haven't seen Section K, have you?
No. Oh, Jessica likes her.
It's a Netflix anime series. I only watched one episode and it's really funny.
I've started the one that Aiden recommended. I'm in love with a villainess. I started that today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it is definitely as unhinged as he said it was. Anyways, Ames and I have been best friends ever since.
Well, you're Oh wait, no. You guys are. I thought for a second. Well, technically, your cousins. Wait. Oh wait, no, never mind. They're not Patrick Ugly cousins.
Yeah, that's so adorable. So when did you two start comforting each other? Follow-up question: who cares? Why is that an important? Again, the sadness hijacking the stories. If that's the only stakes that are involved in this. If we start comforting people when you become friends and they have problems, because that's what friends do. It's like, oh, I remember the first time she was sad. And that's part of our story. Also, isn't this meant to be like an origin for? I guess it's just Jess and Amy, because by this point in the episode, there's no time for everyone else. But so I guess it's just Jess and Amy. But I thought that the other pops are going to get some time as well.
I thought this childhood memories episode was gonna be like, oh, you guys remember that time when we were kids?
Yeah, like their actual childhood memories. Because unless they remember being born, which to be fair is possible at this point, considering that they were able to walk and talk within seconds, maybe they can remember everything. Maybe it was last week.
Right.
Well, don't you three have child memories that can share before we continue with us? Or before you actually tell us some memories that don't involve most of your parents? That's an issue that I see a lot in other gachas, where there's a lot of focus on how the person, especially if like in hybrid stories, it's a particular issue. It was like, oh, the parents and their love story ends up taking like a lot of the time, and eventually you end up like half the runtime of the episode is like just the main character being born, which ends up being a problem for the pacing later on, where you switch characters, and arguably the parents end up being more interesting in their story than the actual main character does. Which is also a thing that I said to Miss Devil back in the day, because if you remember, there was a video that I was in a while ago called the Rose and the Gun, which was supposed to be all about Princess Amira, actually, not Amira, but Amira, close enough. Yeah, so she was the main character, but for some reason, like during the time after I did my review of that video, Miss Devil ended up asking me for a lot of story advice, which is fine. But then most of the advice was about telling me about the origins of the parents and stuff. And I said, well, all this stuff you're talking about, like this interdimensional love story, from like defining the classes and everything like that, from like one, especially when one creature's immortal and therefore won't live to see the rest of, will live way past like the blip in existence that is this one person. Like all that is way more interesting than Amira feeling left out because she wasn't allowed to plan a ball. She has a rival, within like the royal court.
Oh, hello, Davy
Leandro, I think that is.
Okay. Like, did Amy get her pink eyes? Like, Olia and Nina does not have pink eyes. Where did that came from?
Yeah, to be fair, that's an issue with Geneva as well. Is it over? Well, their portion of memories is over, so we're on to Princess Kim now. So hopefully, she hasn't mentioned anything to do with her parents, so maybe she'll skip her birthing process.
Because the babies, as soon after they were born, were crawling and talking.
I'm trying to give her hope. I'm trying to spare her feelings. Yes, that happened. They're apparently on Renesmee levels of aging. Yep, there we go. Okay.
I'm sorry, Ghosty, but Ghosty needs to know the truth.
I guess we can't keep them all innocent for long, I suppose.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, hold on a second. What Josh sent me? Oh my goodness.
Alright, show it to the world. What is it? I'll read it out loud if you don't want to.
I am. I am not religious, but Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Okay,
Oh,
right.
the reason I didn't show a flashback for Jen Mulling, who will come later in the show, and Courtney is really to not make this longer than.
Okay, so question here. If you were concerned for the timing of this last episode, why oh why did you say that this was too short on its own and bundle it up with episode 4 in a double feature?
Here's. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna talk about. Do you know why Komai failed? I mean, it didn't exactly fail per se. Do you know why season 1 was just alright? Like, the story is there, the concept is there. It's just all over the place. Jacob can agree on that, right?
I mean, yes. Someone's reviewed the whole thing, yeah.
Because of bad pacing. Baby Butter even has said it has bad pacing. Because why? Because I feel like, oh, if I add any more stuff or any more scenes, I feel like it's going to be filler or it's going to be too long and I don't want to make it long. But I realize that I have to make it long.
Yeah,
and
the longest
I have
we've got episode is 28 minutes, so don't worry about that.
Well, I didn't mean like long less than like 30 minutes or anything, but I need to make the episode longer and have a well-paced story and a well-paced like concept and everything like that. Because like everything is just all over the place. Like next thing they're going to school, and next thing they're at the house, next thing they're doing this or whatever. It's just like all over the place. You need to have a good pacing and a good story. If you Johnny, this is about childhood memories. Therefore, you have to show every character's childhood memories because that's what the episode is called. Otherwise, it would be some childhood memories.
I guess you could have ended up with like Child Memories Parts 1 and 2, but then again,
Or
that would
that!
have also been an awkward title next to Double Sadness. Because remember, the original video is called Double Sadness and Childhood Memories. I just put them up because of the titles of the reviews. Yeah, so even despite that.
Enter William Scream here for KW, thank you.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, as you girls know, my least favorite line in anything, Camilla and I are 2 years apart.
Don't say it's because your mom is a teenager.
However, we are kind of unable to be together due to her taking classes. By be together, what is meant to say is like spend time with each other.
You could spend time home.
Well, not if she's taking classes. That's why she's like off at nursing school at this point, or an actual hospital. Again, depending on whatever happened last episode, I'm still not clear if that was a hospital or a university campus. I thought she'd be taking classes once she was near of age to be queen, Kim. Well, that's for like classes of like, world government and stuff. We know she's in nursing school currently. That was already established. Oh wait, no, sorry, that was Jess's sister. That was my mistake. But still, taking classes just means going to school. Just do we have to be of near age to be queen in order to go to school?
This is giving. Please, are we almost done?
We are almost done. Actually, Camilla's been trained to become queen since she was 10. That I can believe, honestly. Royal families like that.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, she's in her double digits, so.
The only times I saw her was when we celebrated a holiday or a birthday. Don't you live together?
Whoa.
If she was trained to be queen, would she be training inside the palace, or did she like get sent away to train somewhere else outside of her own kingdom?
I'm so confused.
So at the time you were kind of feeling lonely in the castle. It all makes sense now.
I'm going crazy. I'm going insane.
Crazy. Yeah, I was feeling lonely. I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling lonely.
I'm so lonely, so very lonely.
Oh hey,
This
Jesse's
episode
back.
drives me
We're not as
crazy.
lonely. Welcome back, oh stay.
Like, I've only come here to hit Johnny with one quote.
Oh
In
no.
the words of St. John Van Cleef, do you feel the shame yet?
Same.
Because
Wait.
you should be feeling the shame.
Yeah.
Oh no, Johnny's posted. Oh no, oh my god.
Minutes ago about the episode. Oh god, while the review's still going on.
It says size. Well, I'm already regaining the childhood memories episode of Disco, but just curious. Did you guys like it or not really? I like it. Not really. Sorry, sad face. I'm already putting down my vote. Sorry, no, it's not good.
I mean, yeah.
Now,
It's terrible.
Since I've said the quote, I'm gonna go back into hiding. There's not enough mental health cleanse I can do to escape
Do
the
you have
emotional
Chex Mix?
damage. No, I don't have Chex Mix, but I do have hot chocolate and a kettle.
That's good. Okay,
So
I
I'm
will
going to be
help
making
you.
more of that.
Go.
Good idea. I might do the same after this.
They put me in a white room with rats.
Mm-hmm. I was going to go with the rat and be feel sane. There you go.
Insane in the
Because-
membrane.
Like, I've finally compartmentalized my thoughts, if I can say them, Jacob Butter.
Yeah,
ahead.
go on.
Well, I mean, I know Jacob, but go ahead. I do love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
What the heck, Johnny? What are you doing? What
I love
are
how this
you
is, like,
doing?
Apparently, he's
Post-compa-
not a medical expert, so he's just doing whatever. When
This
he
is
could just look-
post-compartmentalization.
Post cup.
Oh,
This is why you do
Compartmentalization.
your research. Do your research. Do your research. It is, if you can't write if you don't know something, then do research. Do research. Or
Yeah.
else you're like going to end up offending someone like me.
I mean, I've questioned whether or not Francois Dupont has health class, but I'm questioning if Johnny's school had health class, because I'm sure that this would have been covered in some way or
Okay.
another.
I'm gonna say this in Japanese. Oh wait, hold on. I just want to make sure I got the right words. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Baka yaro! Kori wa tome no hinone ego hashi no koto ka depict-san! I may have butchered that because it's been a while since I said those words together and everything. And I also kind of using English translation Google thing
Okay.
for
Well,
that part for right now.
I'll give a quote in Spanish then. No estoy enfadado, pero sí decepcionado. Translation: I'm not angry, but I'm disappointed.
I said, you ate it. This is the worst I have seen, or something like that.
I'm not good at.
Okay.
I cannot speak English anymore. Around those.
I'm
That's
not good at speaking a foreign language, so I'm just gonna say this in plain old English.
Go ahead.
This is probably the last episode I'm gonna watch of the Disco Pops revival. No
Fair
offense,
enough.
Johnny, but you have offended my sensibilities. You have ruined the goodwill I was giving towards this series.
Like
And
this
I
episode could have been
And
fine.
I know you're young, so I was giving you quite a bit of leeway. You have ruined your chances.
Oh my, that was like a villain quote there. Like that delivery.
I love
Whoa.
the way Ghosty said that. Oh, honestly,
Yeah. Oh,
that was really good.
As for right now, I'm going to make more hot chocolate, boil some more milk,
Yeah,
and
go for it.
honestly, I'm gonna go lay down. And I'm going
Do you
to
want some
stay here.
donuts?
Put on
'Cause I
some
work
put on some Kobyoko or something, or put on some actual miraculous. Maybe you'll
Or-
be
oh, no,
less appalled by
No.
it now.
Like, I'm just going to watch some Kodoyoko in bed.
Okay.
Fair enough. If you want a
And-
donut, then let me know, cause I could get donuts cheap. Cause I work at a donut shop.
Solid.
Cheap plus international, but plus shipping. You know, as it goes to this, but yeah.
Hey, I get a free drink and a free donut at the donut shop that I work at.
Cut to KW, just like zooming down at 200 miles an hour on the freeway to Ghosty's house. you get pulled over. It's like, do you have any idea how fast you were going, miss? You don't understand. My friend has watched Disco Pops. Your friend watched Disco Pops. Get a police escort here right now. It wasn't until my 13th birthday when my mum and sis noticed I was feeling that way.
It's your birthday. You're feeling lonely.
Mum, do you think Pim's been okay these past 5 years?
No, what do you think?
Was she okay the previous 8 before that? Apparently, according to Johnny, babies can acquire sentience and walk and talk at like 10 seconds old, but they take they take 8 years in order to form core emotions or develop complexes.
I mean, that technically happened in Psyche K, but that show is honestly meant to be that insane anyway, so that's why I do not really care. Because he's okay. So so Psyche K, he's basically born a psychic, right? So he has these able to do a lot of these stuff at a very young age, like able to talk, walk, and such, and everything like that, because of his abilities or whatever. And he is a introvert, and it's like a slice of life / comedy / crazy / insane anime. So if you like that sort of stuff, then I definitely recommend it. I only saw the first not the first episode. I watched an episode of it because there was something in it that referenced some other anime or whatever that I have seen, so that's why. But
that is fair. I was watching an anime about a married couple where one of the two may or may not be immortal. It's not actually clear yet, and they just dropped. They reference Dragon Ball at one point in a way that you can only understand if you like
watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, or like know the history behind it, because like they say, oh my gosh, I thought so. He turns out he was an alien the whole time. I thought we were done with like the Earth stuff. It's like, no, there's plenty more. Wow, actually, mangas is difficult. The only series I know where the character was to be an alien, like 40 chapters in, is Dragon Ball. So anyway,
Wolfie says a for a new subscriber.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. There you go.
I'll do it a cute voice.
Yeah, you're better at that. I mean, you're the Kawaii-chan, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yes,
I'm wait. Oh my gosh, I should do it as Zane.
Oh my god.
Ooh, woo. There you go. I hope.
I'm still putting that on Twitter. Oh, I mean X.
I hope people know that every time. I mean, that every time we do a video as Zane and Kawaii-chan, we the moment that I press like stop, we just immediately like burst out laughing. Like our interesting characters could be even sapped at that point. Okay, back to the video. Oh, I guess. Oh wait, actually, no. Now I think about it, maybe it's because. Oh wait, actually, I now realize why she didn't account for like the last the 8 years beforehand. It's because those 8 years before she was taking classes, because she was 2 years apart, and that's why. So she's like, okay, that's why, because it only started becoming an issue at this point. Okay, fair enough. That's my bad, Johnny. Sorry about that.
I've got issues.
Since every time we get together, she's just kind of worried. I'm fine, sis. Don't worry about me. Are you sure, Kimmy? You seem depressed. Okay, the truth is, these past 5 years have been feeling lonely due to Camilla's classes. I want to learn too. David.
No, chameleon. One of his car turns up into a car.
It's like, I'm fine, everything is okay, I'm not lonely at all, everything's fine, I'm okay at all, everything's fine.
Pretty sure she's not gonna become a murderer, Mother. She sounds like an incredibly insane person.
Just one of the maids comes in, it's like, all right, princess, are you okay? Time to get ready for school. Cut to her like in the corner, the lights off, just like rocking. It's like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm not lonely. I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm not lonely. I'm okay.
The maid started going backwards and left the room.
Yeah, I'll come back in 5 minutes, Your Royal Highness. It's like, vroom. I know it's being hard to be able to spend time with me, sis. Hey, how about you come along? Because, I mean, there's a chance that you might end up being queen someday if something happens to me. Why don't you join my classes so you know how to run the kingdom? Possibly in my absence. However, since I'm the heir to the throne, I have to go ready to eventually run the kingdom. Was that like Elsa's excuse or something? I get it, sis. Kim, you know I look out for both of you. I mean, it did take me 5 years to realize that the daughter who was actually in my presence most of the time was actually unhappy. But I look out for both of you.
No, the Legolas. And I'm pronouncing that word. Oh my god, my English is Legolas.
Nekoatsume?
I'm trying to say that word where the parents are not really there for their kids and the kids have... Yes, that's the word. I don't know how I cannot.
Your brain's wired to Japanese. That's why.
Wait, what? I do not. Yeah, I'm now curious. What is that word in Japanese? I'm just curious. Excuse me for a second.
Watch it. Watch it be like Negulector or something like that. Anyway, why don't we choose one of the maids to keep you company? Really? Thanks, Mum. Aren't the maids already? Okay, I guess never mind.
Let's see. That's the word for Nick.
So they asked Amelia if she would be my personal maid, and she said yes. And that, I guess that was the part where I decided to stop filming that part. Okay. We've been close ever since.
So the Oka song was Wasiru or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that word in Japanese yet, but that's what it means. I mean, that's what Nicolette is. And no, I'm just gonna stop talking, and you guys just.
Saying, okay, yeah, you're saying Nekoette now, like the character from the streets. I mean, she is Kawaii-chan's daughter in another universe, so I guess that tracks. Anyway,
English is coming from KW. La 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 la.
Did you get that soundbite, Bon? Can we make like a compilation with that as the theme song, like in between? It's like a title card that like precedes like every single clip.
Where I can't speak English and I keep going back to Japanese.
Yeah, it's like neglect, neglect. That's what I meant to say. English is spoken by Kato. It's like a freeze frame, and then the words like rush in.
No, remember, kids, KW can't speak English, so that's why she's going back to Japanese.
This, oh my goodness! This episode is brought to you by the entire English alphabet. As you know, it's like this episode is brought to you by the kanji for confusion. I don't know. Which, by the way, can you imagine like what a nightmare Sesame Street would be if it actually end up having if it was Japanese? Like, this episode is brought to you by this.
No. You know those memes or whatever, where it's like A is for it's from like a show or whatever, and they say something weird or whatever. So like there was one for like Harry Potter, so it's like A is for whatever Harry says or whatever, and like B is for that's literally me. A is for whatever I say. Can Bob make that compilation, please? I would love to see that and see what happens.
One of my favorite Cat Icarus clips of all time is one where he where he's like doing nursery rhymes, and at one point it gets to a certain section where it's like A is for apple pie, and then it just goes to like a full like idea of like what these like different kids with like the names of the names being the letters of the alphabet did. It's like B bit it, C cut it, and stuff like that. But the thing is that it has like an interlude between. So what he ended up doing was he went like, you know, he took like a pie. It's like B bit it, C cut it, E dealt it, E ate it. You know what? Maybe I'll get that. I'll show you that video as a palate cleanser later.
Yes, I need it desperately.
Okay, Jen and Courtney, you're up. Well, being that our cousin and parents are from the same Power Rangers team, which how does that genial? Okay, never mind. Right. Well, that's why she didn't speak before, because she's the cousin of one of the Power Rangers, not the actual. I forgot about that. Yeah, Courtney and I also been really close friends. Yeah, and Jen has a twin sister, and I've gotten to know Molly as well. You have a twin sister, Jen? Awesome. That actually is kind of interesting. I mean, that'd be a nice plot point later on. Oh, that could be a really good idea to like have like a to protect a secret identity or something. It's like, I need you to dress up as me. Don't ask why. It's like, wait a minute, but if Snap Up is there, then who is that? I don't know. Yep, and when she feels sad, I can comfort her since I can tell through our twin telepathy, which is not. I don't think she's saying that's an actual power. I think she's like using that like, you know, metaphorically, like they can.
Hopefully,
they can read each other. Yeah.
Because I will have some words to say to Johnny.
Yeah, I don't think the Power Rangers can pass down like magical abilities to themselves.
Because
it's like give birth to twins with attitude, but I don't think that's a possibility.
Yes, I am from the Power Rangers, and I had my parents' attitude genetics, so I have a bad attitude.
Oh my goodness! I'm just imagining during a transformation sequence, just like I don't know why this popped into my head. But I'm just imagining like pterodactyl, triceratops, etc., and then just at the end, just like you have like a customer like a baby in the middle of the frame that goes ah. I don't know why that popped into my head. Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus. Ah.
Why does? Oh my God! Why?
I don't know. They ran out of recruits.
Go Power Rangers! Mia! Ah!
The subtitles say Christina or something. Oh my goodness! I know. I do know that at one point in a Power Rangers series that someone's sister was the Pink Ranger before them or something, and then they died. Imagine if they were like that young to begin with. Like it has to go to the sister, but like, what do we do?
Oh God!
Anyways, and when she feels sad, I can comfort her through a twin. Oh wait, sorry for that already.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
I was on the twin telepathy part, not about the sadness coming back again.
Oh my god, guys, it has sadness. We need to deep traumatize this video.
Well, Jess and I have comforted each other in the past as well. Yes, we know. You just went over that.
Oh my god.
In fact, that was the question that they asked you. Like, when did you start comforting each other? Which means that they know you've come to each other in the past and want to know when that started, so you don't have to clarify that it happened because they already know it. Yeah, like when my grandfather died, possibly due to the cruise, possibly 9 years after that event, and he somehow survived. We're still not clear on how Gabriel actually died anymore.
I am so confused too because technically, I'm just gonna say this right now. Season 5, Gabriel Agnes is technically dying, and he only has like months before he dies or whatever because of the cataclysm or whatever that Adrian did on his own freaking father. So
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
you give love a bad name.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, maybe he's dying right now. Fine, but I mean, apparently he was on the cruise earlier and somehow survived that. And also, the news of Gabriel's death was broken in episode 2, which is not really that. Which means like in a childhood memories episode, you would think you would go like a bit further back than days ago, potentially.
Life is so strange.
Wait, you said that Cat Noir was your dad, right, Jess? You've met him at this point. In fact, you just had a whole story about how they weren't patrolling or something. So yes, you know it's Cat Noir. Why is this a thing you're asking now after a whole story being narrated about
Why
how
do you
she
have
was
to make
born?
everything so complicated? And disco pops. Why do you have to make the parents the very bad parents? Because that's just life. I know this one doesn't rhyme, but who cares? Because I lost my insanity. So this is why I'm singing right now. Cause
No. I'm impressed that you kept the meter despite that complication of that. Wonderful.
I am an Avril Lavigne fan, so I mean.
Yeah. So does that? Yeah. So yes, that does mean my grandfather was monarch, which I guess is an open secret since they made that connection earlier. I guess by now the secret was out.
Since
It's
when I
well, okay.
have
Since the time
questions.
gap, since the time gap, I'm guessing
Okay,
sometime
okay,
during that point.
sorry, fair
Yeah.
enough, but still, I have questions. Like, when did
Yeah.
this happen? Eh?
Either that or Gabriel died from, I don't know, his cataclysmic heart condition or something, and Monarch just for some reason just mysteriously stopped operating that exact same day, and then conspiracy theories happened. If he was a supervillain, though, wouldn't his death be a good? Wow, that's insensitive. Oh my goodness, that is terrible.
Okay, that actually kind of styles me out right there. Okay, here's the thing. Everyone knows that my dad has passed away, and I actually have said that he wasn't the greatest dad in the world or whatever, but I still miss him. I still love him because he was
dad.
Yeah. So saying that, oh, would his death be a good thing because he won't be in his life anymore? That is just so wrong in many ways. You just made my stomach turn even more. Oh
It's
my.
also, yeah, it's also not it's also like it's not that easy to advise like how you feel about your own family, because
Like, here's the thing.
by definition, like, you have a bias towards them anyway, and you want and a desire to see them, be good and be around you. Like that's completely natural. It's not like
Like,
it's
here's
like
the thing.
a bias between
Adrian
like, oh
might
yeah,
be
villain.
sad about will probably be sad about it because one, he just found out his father is a villain, and 2, he just not sure how to feel because it is his father, but he was also being a bad guy. So like,
Yeah, he also lost like any like potential that he could have to salvage the relationship he never actually was able to achieve with his father in the first place. And the thing that he actually wants is that his father to be in his life more so than the freedom. So yeah, on top of that, it's also like the lost potential that entails.
and he will
It again
probably
factors
feel
up.
really, really bad too when he found out his father has died, probably because of the cataclysm thing, because he inflicted that pain onto his own freaking father. This is a bad question and so insensitive in so many ways. You just made me very even more mad, 10 times more, Johnny.
Yeah, it's kind of like last episode when you like implied that biological children have a closer connection to their parents. You know, speaking as an adopted person, I can tell you that is not the case. Anyway. He, Jess, and her sisters were really close friends. There is also that sometimes people will act differently among like their grandchildren as they did with their children. Possibly out of learning from the mistakes, but also maybe out of like the
That,
agency.
okay,
Don't
that
question how
literally
people
happened
raised.
in One Tree
There's also
Hill.
that.
That literally happened in One Tree Hill. Basically, the dad was.
Apparently, John needs to watch My Tree Hill. Apparently.
Like My Tree Hill was good a lot of times. There are some flaws, but I really enjoy it a lot because it shows so much diversity in ways that I felt like did way better than Gilmore Girls and any other shows like that. Okay, so like the teenager mom ordeal and like just also made me have more research on stuff to day-to-day life too. So there's that as well. So anyway, the dad of this kid is really bad. Like he even killed his own brother. Spoiler alert. But he treats the grandson of his son nice and wanted to care for him and wanted to have like second chance or whatever. Of course, I don't think he's a redeemable character, but like the grandson is still going to miss him or whatever because right now he doesn't really understand why everyone doesn't really think he's going to change or whatever because of their own experience and stuff like that. And so kids are going to miss people who are good to them because they don't all see the great stuff that older people might have seen. So like her grandfather being monarch or whatever, she probably did not know that. She probably only seen maybe the good side or only heard good things about him before learning that he's a villain. So you got to that's basically the whole thing. Like kids at a very young age will not understand everything that's going on behind the scenes or whatever until they're older. That's just life. Because like that's what happened. Like I thought my dad was a good guy, and I learned a lot of things about him, and even from my own personal experience. But I'm still gonna miss him because he was my dad.
Yeah, there is also like the approach of like, oh well, of course, based on what you experienced, that Halliburton was to you specifically, versus what they might have done towards others. I mean, my granddad. I mean, I still haven't like had the extent of like how much he actually like hurts the family, particularly my nan, the one that passed away recently. I still haven't got the full story of that, but it's not a pretty picture. I haven't had much of a relationship with him to begin with because of what happened. He never really talked, but most of the time I was mainly like neutral about him because I didn't really know otherwise. But,
like I was neutral about like his side of his family because I really see them. So I don't know like their full stories or backgrounds or anything, just what my family has told me. So
hey, maybe that's an avenue to go down in the future if you end up wanting to do that for whatever reason.
who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Jess was just a baby when he died.
It's-
Okay. So now we have a third possible death date for Gabriel Agreste. It was either 1 year ago, 10 years ago, or 13 years ago. How do we keep doing this? I said you were bad at maths earlier, KW. I take it back. Johnny apparently is the worst.
I'm good with money math apparently because I haven't gotten fired from my donut shop.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, here's the thing. I do say I'm bad at math. That's just because, like, I always do not think, oh, I need to do math in my head or whatever.
Yeah.
It takes a while. So me trying to do math immediately or whatever, I'm gonna jumble mumble. But there are times where I can be decent at math. Like trying to remember, okay, so like if they are this
Like when
age
you're
or this
writing a
many
story.
I have to make sure what years or dates of these characters, because if I make one move, this happens.
Yeah, this happens. You get on Gacha review. Yeah, that's fair.
Matter of fact, I don't even
Gacha
give
review is the most natural deterrence for some people. Actually,
this is why I don't give out your dates in my books or anything like that. I think I have said this before. This is why I don't give out your dates or years of when characters are born or anything like that, because that's like a whole load of can of worms for me, honestly, trying to figure out how to fit everything in a story.
I mean, potentially the calendar would be different depending on the world that you're in, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
And that's true. Like, I don't think I ever said like months or anything like that in the first book, I don't think.
Yeah.
The days.
I will say I'm the complete opposite. I actually, for one of my stories, I actually invented an entirely new calendar system and put in brackets the equivalent in our world as an Easter egg, and then actually like mapped out the entire calendar.
That's
on a book.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I'm gonna say cups for you for that. Actually,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it's like, basically the difference here is like hard or soft world building, essentially.
Right. And so because I don't do math very well easily. So like I'm trying to make sure try to do not so much math, but if I need to do something that has to do with ages or whatever, like how many years ago or whatnot, blah blah blah, that's where I have to do math because I'm like I cannot screw this up.
Yeah. All right. So, how did you know that Gabriel passed away, Ames? Because she was told about it? Well, either that or she was also a very sentient baby to begin with, so maybe she was just fully aware of what was going on around her.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Jess told me when we were 8 years old. Okay.
But when did Jess...
Why was it important to know when Amy found out? Because he wasn't her grandfather. Oh, okay. And we get another flash between these two. We don't get Jen and Courtney or Molly at this point.
Oh my god, they literally have like the same hairstyle and everything like that.
We know that Johnny, when aging up, characters did not change their hairstyles at all. That's been established. But yes, we don't get fast between those two. We get a second one between these two. But I mean, hey, kudos that at least is a flashback of their actual childhood memories. Like
okay,
the
I'll
episode
give it that.
twice. Yeah. Oh, hey, bestie. What's wrong? By the way, this is a very nice house they're in. I'm guessing I'm guessing the the aggressed money tree did not, let Adrian down.
Money.
Today's the anniversary of my grandfather passing away. Oh, I'm sorry about your loss, Jess. I never really got to know him, though. I was 9 months old when he died. Is that what we're sticking with, Johnny? Is that the final timeline? Is that the final answer here? All right. But that also would mean that he would have already been dead by the time the cruise happened, and thus would not have been on the cruise at the time.
Oh my god.
It gets worse and worse the more you think about it.
My brain can't math right now. It ain't mathing.
This is why we write a script. Because then you catch this stuff.
This is why you pre-read too for book stories.
Yeah. I bet you don't want to know how he died. What? That's weird phrasing. I bet you don't want to know how he died, because you're so insensitive. I bet you don't even care. Bleh. Like, what was that? What reaction is that? Also, thanks, Josh.
Special hot chocolate. Oh yeah, I think that's Steve.
Yeah, actually, I'm a bit curious, Jess. Grandpa made his wish to be with Grandma. I'm guessing that...
Oh no!
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
If
Did
he
he
made a wish,
Did he phrase his wish incorrectly? Was the whole point? It's like, I wish to be by my beloved's
No.
side once again. It's like,
No.
okay, sure, smite.
No.
I meant for her to be alive. No, I take it back. Too late. And he dies.
if they're gonna say that he took the miraculouses, Johnny just broke the biggest, huge lore law that was stated in Miraculous for many seasons.
That Monarch could never win. I mean, that's just kind of story stand to begin with. You're gonna carry on the series.
No. If he takes Captain Wars Miraculous and Ladybug's Miraculous and made a wish, reality and stuff is going to change.
I remember that.
It will cause chaos. That's why they can never be together or make a wish, because it will cause chaos and alter reality. So, if this is what I think they were trying to say, that Grandpa made his wish, meaning he got those 2 miraculouses, this world shouldn't have been chaotic and they shouldn't have never been existed.
Yeah, this isn't just like a case of like adding lore. This is like an active contradiction. I remember that episode too, now that you mention it.
Please, God.
So he had your mom and dad's miraculous? So I guess she does know who he is at this point. All right then.
Oh my! Don't say yes.
Or who he was.
I am. Johnny, how can you say? How can you say you're a Miraculous fan when you do something? I'm sorry, the world should not have existed right now, and the kids should not have existed. Matter of fact, there should be no Disco Pops revival because they're dead.
Maybe Majesty fixed it. Like the other Disco Pops got called in. Oh no, sorry, the Blues Pops. They would have been. Oh wait, would they have been formed even? This was 13 years ago. Was that before the Blues Pops? Okay, yeah, no. Forget what I just said there. The Power Rangers. The Power Rangers solved it. They formed the Megazord and
I
squashed
was
Gabriel
sad
to
when
death.
my mom renounced her Kwame and he took almost all the I am getting a massive headache from this.
Wait, so okay, hold on. So he took almost all. Didn't he just need 2 of them? Why does he need all of them?
Well, okay. If Johnny's going with like the seasons or whatever, it turns out he's not, because apparently he forgot what happened. But let's just say theoretically, he just forgot. And it happened with recent episodes. Gabriel did technically took all the miraculous, except for Captain Wars and Ladybug, and turned them into these rings or whatever, so he could transfer power to people. So when they get akumatized, they have the miraculous powers to use them to go and try to defeat Ladybug and kind of work. I haven't seen the last few episodes of season 5 because they recently just came out on Disney Plus. So I'm planning like sometime this week or whatever after work, because I have a ton of days off from work. Apparently, I only have 2 days work after tomorrow. This week, I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, but yeah, so she did not renounce her Kwame or anything like that in the show. He did took all the Kwames and the miraculouses, turned them into rings that people are using now everyday daily lives. So when they get akumatized, they get one of the Kwame's powers or whatever, because the rings can now try to figure out who is Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Wait, but don't the Kwamis already know?
The Kwamis already know what?
Yeah,
Exactly?
the Kwamis at least know who Ladybug is because they lived with her for a bit.
Okay, that's the Kwamis. I meant Gabriel Agres, the villain.
Well, yeah, but if he took all the Kwamis, wouldn't he be able to find that out easily?
No, the Kwamis cannot speak the owner's name or whatever. So let's say if
okay.
TK
All right then.
so like if TK tried to say Marinette is Ladybug, it will come out as Bubbles.
I see. Even though Marinette's not her owner anymore, by the logic of how the Kwamis
Well,
work, that's fine.
Ladybug and Cameron still exists. They still have, you know.
Oh, so as long as the owners are still alive, that's in effect. Fair enough.
Yeah, and plus Ladybug and Cat Noir still have their miraculous. They haven't been taken yet. It's just all the other miraculouses and Kwamis.
Okay. Then my mum gave me comfort and I started to feel better. Wait, hold on. But you were a baby. Like,
What? This doesn't make sense.
I mean, maybe Alia renounced her Kwami when she gave birth, and that was the difference in the story. I don't know anymore.
It's breaking so many lore stuff.
Yeah, after I understood Jess, which was not really that complicated, there was not much that was worth understanding or like needed to dissect to understand. But anyway, after I understood Jess, I had her come with me and my mum for a sleepover. We got to try Grandma's Columbo. I'm guessing that's the thing from the show. I don't know.
I don't know.
I never heard of Columbo. It's a Creole-style curry. It's very tasty.
Okay.
Although all this talk about siblings is making me feel jealous for you girls.
Technically, if you guys were closer together, you could technically say you guys are sisters, even though you're not biologically sisters or anything like that.
I would agree with you, but I know where this is going because I've seen in the other polls from Johnny where there was a question of whether or not Amy was going to be left out. So if I think this is going where I think it's going,
please God, no!
The phone rings right now. It's like, hey, guess what? You're going to be a big sister. Either that or it's like, hello, well, hey guys, welcome to Lady Vlog. Today's episode, I'm pregnant.
I check out your only child aims. Please, God, please don't go. Please, 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 oh God.
Today I'm not reporting on the news of Paris, I'm reporting on the news of my tummy.
I don't want to know.
Oh my goodness. And in unrelated news, Rena Rouge will be out of operation for about 9 months. Totally unrelated, by the way, everyone.
Why'd you protect that correctly, Jacob? Oh God,
Josh,
please.
you've seen this already. You know what happens. Anyway, technically I only have 3 cousins. Riley from Aunt Nora. Ariel from Aunt Etta and Bailey from Aunt Ella. Oh, so I guess each of Alia's younger siblings had 1 kid each, by pure coincidence. That's fair.
Yeah,
Right.
wow.
Okay. Where do you fall in the order, Ames? First, I would hope. Please say first, because Alia's when I was 14, her siblings were way younger, like babysitting age in a different episode. So,
she has to be
carefully.
She has to be the oldest, or at least like the second oldest, but technically because Alia does have an older sister. Because Alia is
okay. All right, fair enough. I forgot
But
about that.
what you're right, but I'm saying she has to be either the oldest or second oldest.
Okay, so Riley, me, Betty, and Ariel. I
Oh,
think
thank God!
yeah, Riley was from Nora. Let me just look that
Nora.
up. Nora. Yeah, I'm just making sure it's the right sister.
Please,
Nora
please, please,
Cesare is
please.
Alia's older sister and a
Okay.
kickboxer.
Oh, crisis averted. Hey, I'm doing the same thing as you do, Jacob. Oh my God.
Ah. Okay. Apparently, she gets akumatized in one episode for being overprotective. Clearly, not enough, as stuff has happened. But okay.
She's been akumatized more than once. What are you doing? Whatever.
That was just her Wikipedia page. I don't know.
Okay.
All four of us are 3 years apart. Okay, which means that when Alia was 11, Nora had a child. So let me just go back to the Nora Cesare page.
How old is Nora?
It's loading.
Loading, 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 loading.
It
Does it say?
say. Okay.
I don't know.
Hold on. Maybe if I look up Nora Cesare age. Let's see if that comes up with anything. Nope. No, it doesn't. Although apparently, all of the Cesare siblings are named after famous jazz people. It said famous jazz, and then I was like auto-completed because they didn't show the rest of the text. So yeah, don't know the rest of it.
It just said that she's a
famous
minor.
jazz singers. There you go.
Wait, what?
Well, famous jazz singers. There we go.
Oh. Well, she
Okay.
says she's a minor, so, but she's the older sister.
Well, I mean that must mean that she's at old as 17 by that point. By the show time in that case.
Yeah.
Which would mean that 3 years prior, another 14-year-old pregnancy. Gosh darn it! How?
Another
That's
child.
14 mums in this one episode. No wonder Johnny was saying we don't like the way this ends. Good grief. Also, hello, Trizzy. I thought it was going to be Trixie for a second. I thought that the Kwame was going to come in to save the day, but no such luck. But hi anyway. How are we? Not well. We are not well.
I just wait for this episode to be over.
You're joking.
Don't, Jacob. Did you?
This better.
Did you?
This better not be.
Did you? Please.
I am walking if this happens.
I'm walking.
Oh, it's Mum. Is it? Really? Really? Is it?
I'm putting my face cam
Hey,
on
Mum.
for this.
What's up? Hey, sweetie. Your father may have some big news. If she says it, we're both walking away, okay?
I'm getting ready.
What news? Well, maybe with somebody's sibling, I may be expecting another child. Yep. At least she's of age this time. At least she's of legal age this time. Good grief. Right. Oh, Ghost Kids Brothers, but I should have been playing this several times in this episode.
Please, please.
I might as well do. I'll just do one big red flag for the entire thing. Here we go. Right. Well, yeah, that's don't love when I get something right. What? It's like, oh wow, I'm so jealous of you because I'm the only child here. Ring, ring. Oh, guess what? You're not going to be a child anymore. Now the only thing, now the only thing to wonder is whether or not she's going to go into labor instantaneously again.
Please, please, no, gods, please. Johnny, no, I second that, Ghosty. I literally second that.
So I'm going to be. Johnny needs to. Johnny needs to. I don't know. Talk to some more women. I don't know. Right. Yes, you're gonna be a big sister. In about 5 seconds.
And they apparently can hear it. Well, I mean, she said it out loud, so.
Yeah. And it's going to be
What?
a boy.
No. Oh no.
We know the gender immediately. I just took the test, and apparently we know the gender because that's how pregnancy tests work.
No.
Guess what? It isn't.
No.
Normally, you go to a doctor for that. You get your first ultrasound, and that's when they find out.
No, it takes 3 weeks to figure out whether or not you're pregnant, and then it takes more weeks. I don't know, like the precise weeks, because it just depends how your body works or whatever when you're pregnant. And go like what Jacob's. Oh, yeah.
Like you to step up and be a mother for your community. It's like Wendy Darling or something.
Kelsey, do you have some hot chocolate for me with extra chocolatey and milky? No marshmallows though, please. Kelsey, I need some chocolate desperately.
Extra milky. You said you were going to be a mother, right? Well, give me extra milky. Right. Anyway, I'm having a brother? This is amazing.
Thank you, Ghosty.
What immaculate timing. Where does he... Oh my god,
No.
I just thought of a
No.
I just thought of a really hilarious idea. What if we did like a parody show called like Immaculate something? I don't know. We need two different animals or something. Immaculate, the tales of Aphid and Dog Yellow. I don't know.
Yes, Dog Yellow, the brother of Yellow Fowler.
When is he due, Mum? He's due the week before Christmas. We don't know what month this is meant to be set in, so who knows? I can't wait to meet him.
I'm not. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And we can't wait as well. The only best I can possibly think of for this is that Alia must have already been pregnant earlier, but decided to wait until the gender reveal to actually tell Amy. Actually, you know what? I just realized something. We don't know how much time has passed between episodes 4 and 5, but depending on when she actually found out, once again, Ghosty bring up her going on that mission from last episode in the school. Oof. I can't wait as well. Like the sky. Oh, look. Angry Japanese person has entered the chat. All right. Go on. Read that out then.
Well, the English translation, I'm going to say in the English first real quick, so you get the idea what I'm saying. I'm saying,
Of course.
my head hurts. Please let it end. End my suffering.
Oh,
So-
someone came back. It's Ghosty!
Okay, go say, let
It's
me real quick say
over.
this.
It's
in the
over
Japanese.
finally.
始まりちや、俺さてください。わしの苦しみを俺さてください。
I'm here. I'm here to give my final thoughts.
Kelsey,
Okay.
please do. Just
All right.
ください。
Okay, go ahead.
But first, I would like Jacob Butter's divine permission to swear.
I mean, rather you didn't. Like,
Okay, then I won't. I'll use more eloquent language to express
Okay.
my feelings.
all right.
Johnny, you do not have enough able-bodied women in your life. Do I need to take over that role? Because I will, and I will teach you all that I know about pregnancy, which is a lot because I am an able-bodied adult woman.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought also, like, a lot of the stuff that I know about pregnancy, I either learned from, like, actual science class, because that's what we had in Spain instead of health class, it just was part of science. Same thing,
Mhm.
basically. Oh. So you're pointing at yourself. I thought you was pointing at yourself because my headset was off. Never mind.
No, I'm pointing at my eyes because I want whoever is watching this to look at them.
Oh, okay, fine. In that case, there you go.
Watch me. Watch me. I will be the able-bodied adult woman in your life. If I need to, I will step in and take over the mother role if you need me to.
Before you said that last sentence, it sounded like a dating profile. I will be the able-bodied woman in your life.
I will be the able-bodied woman in your life, and trust me, I will not tolerate you making stuff like this without doing proper research first.
You have Google. How do I know this? Because
You
you
have
use
You have
Google
Google,
Translate.
you have health class. You can even ask other women in your life. Because if you don't have another woman in your life you can ask about this important material, go to Google. Google is important. Your search history might be weird. I don't care. Do your research.
I mean,
There are
if you're trying to support,
tons.
people understand knowledge of that these things exist, then at least, make sure you're getting it right.
Make sure you're getting it right.
Hashtag do your research.
Do your research, and by God, don't have your teenage pregnant superheroes go on missions while they're carrying. That is
It's
dangerous for
actually
both.
dangerous.
It is
you were saying.
dangerous for both the mother and the child. I will step into your life and be the responsible parent who monitors your internet activity, and I will judge you harshly for making stuff like this.
Normally, I would say they say you should offer to review his scripts, but I don't think he has them still.
If he doesn't have
Explains why
them,
Gabriel has died in 3 separate ways in 3 separate years at this point.
Oh,
if he doesn't have, if they don't have a script, then that explains why this is so awful. I'm sorry, Johnny, but this is the last Pops thing I'm going to watch. I no longer have faith in your abilities to get better until you can actually prove to me that you can write something of substance that doesn't include childbirth. This was disgusting in a lot of regards, and I haven't even skimmed the surface of how bad it gets. This is the type of stuff that lands our community in hot water. This is what gets us on the front page of r/Gacha cringe.
Yeah, especially
Okay, I'm done.
no, I agree with Ghosty. This is like honestly an episode that should never exist, honestly.
This shouldn't have existed. Or at least Johnny should have thought it through a little better before shoving it in front of our faces.
Especially like some of like the comments that like he put in with the character saying like, "Oh, isn't it a good thing that Gabriel is dead because he was a bad guy and is trying to hurt your family?" And I'm like, I have bad people in my experiences. Like,
Or, we're all worried so much. She's our only biological child. Therefore, she means more to us implicitly. We don't say it right out, but that's the implication we give.
that is just so many. It's disgusting in so many wrong ways. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Okay. I promise, Johnny, you will look back at this and you will vile in disgust at yourself.
I think he already is, because he made a poll a while ago.
Your own choices. I
When it-
question your choices.
Yeah, I think he already is regretting it because while we were making this video, actually, during the stream, he made a poll asking people if they liked the episode or not.
Yes,
I
know.
voted no. I
was-
voted no immediately.
I know. I was there for that.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not going to
sorry for
grace. I'm not going to grace Johnny's channel with my presence.
I mean, I will definitely go and I will definitely go there myself now and vote on there, for sure. But yeah,
This was vile.
It was very vile, honestly. At first, I was just getting angry by stuff like that, but then when he says something about, Mega Winneker saying, "Oh wait, but isn't Gabriel Grass a bad guy? So technically, isn't that a good thing that he died?" And that hurt me so much because I don't know if I go see you heard this during the live stream, but my father passed away, and he wasn't the greatest man in the world, but I loved him still. I miss him to this very day, just because he was my dad, and we did have good moments before. When I grew older and started to realize, oh, he might not be the greatest man that I have known for most of my
However,
life.
I fall on the exact opposite end of the bell curve, KW. My own father kidnapped me.
I'm sorry to hear that. Like, that didn't happen to me or anything like that. So I'm sorry to hear that, Ghosty. So,
Johnny, if you're listening to this right now, take a break. Take a break. I am being your mother, and I am asking you, step away from the internet, honey. This episode was not a good thing, and what was going through your head when you made it? Like, I get it. Sporting team pregnancy, good, net positive. But do your research, hon. Do your research, hon.
especially what's happening in the USA too, because we're trying to protect it for making sure they don't have those sort of pregnancies. Is like at least in the good parts of the world.
Oh, and I also popped into the episode. They were all of the characters were already married at the age of 14.
Yeah.
Do your research, hon. Do your research,
wait,
hon.
did he confirm that they were married? Because I missed that part.
Oh no,
Well,
Nino said offhandedly. Well, Ollie.
Oh yeah, my wife. That's right. Yeah, that's true. I did point that out. Yeah.
Research, hon, or else I'm going to explode.
It actually made me feel sick when he said that. I'm like, these are kids. Like, we're trying not to have that sort of stuff in the real world. Like, you can technically get emancipated, but that's when you're like older or whatever, and you have a really bad home or whatever, and you have shown proof that you could live on your own, could get a job on your own, and everything like that.
In certain places, you can also get married if you're underage, if you have like guardian permission. It depends like what age you are specifically. I think sometimes it goes down to 16. It depends where you are in the world. Not sure about the rules in France, so
I don't even
take that with a grain of salt. But even then, would their guardians actually even approve?
No.
I mean,
no, not especially
not.
Gabriel, and especially
well,
Marinette's mom.
Matt and Adrian, Nino and Alia's parents. I mean, they're more easygoing in general, but I mean, I feel like
they
would
would
draw a line at this
have
point.
said something.
Especially after apparently they already had a 14-year-old daughter get pregnant earlier, and now it's repeating itself again, according to what we found on Google.
So, please, do your research. Do your research. It is important. I know. You wanted to show something serious. Have serious
this is
content
not the way.
material. But this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it at all. This, frankly, didn't turn out how you wanted it to.
It hurts a lot of people, and it hurts a lot of feelings. It's like, what Ghosty have said and what I have said, because, like I said, like, even though my dad wasn't the greatest man in my life, I still love and miss him because we had good memories and stuff, and he hasn't technically done anything bad to me. Ghosty, of course, like she said, she had different stuff with her dad or whatever, and I will respect it. That's her life, and I have a different life from her.
As for
So
me,
we have-
even if I'm not blood related to my parents, I still love them just as much.
Honestly, implying
it just depends on the person and what their experience with their family members. So that's why I feel really disgusted when someone said, "Oh, isn't technically a good thing that Gabriel Grass has died or whatever since he was technically a bad guy. I'm like,
No. Because honestly, the memories Adrian does have with his father of them being in a positive relationship may overshadow the bad stuff. We don't know the family dynamic fully because it's not well written.
exactly.
Johnny, honey.
I mean, yes, Max Ryan has its flaws, but I still enjoy it and watch it for a reason. It's so popular for a reason, so.
Do your research.
Especially on Miraculous, because you have. I'm sorry, but you're not a true fan of Miraculous if you went with this direction. It breaks my heart.
At least do a time skip. Have the characters a little bit older when they had their children.
They
And
can
do
still
not-
most likely
No,
still
what
be
we
a teen
thought
parent.
to begin with at this point. We thought
If you
that
want
until
a
now.
teen parent,
thought
at least
that
make them
until
older, like
now.
18 or 16 or something like that.
16 to 18 is an acceptable age range. 14
Okay,
is too young because, fun fact, Johnny, giving birth too early can hurt your body beyond repair.
Or it can even kill you. Because there are high risk pregnancies.
High mortality, high infant mortality, high parent mortality. What are you doing?
Mhm.
Do your research, please.
Yes.
Honestly, nothing is more valuable than the internet we have because we have tons of resources and materials for new mothers and researchers alike.
I honestly, I cannot believe I'm saying.
We have the equivalent of like infinite versions of the Library of Alexandria
At our
disposition at all times.
fingertips.
Yeah.
At all
I-
times.
I honestly, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I feel like this episode should still never get it. As in, like, I think it needs to be deleted because how much it can hurt people.
Oh my gosh.
I don't. Yeah,
This-
I try not to say that kind of thing on Gacha Review, especially because I'm not
Mhm.
because for a lot of people when they do reactions to stuff, they always say like, "Oh, why is this on the internet? Why would you bother posting this?" I mean, I'm not sure if I would say that if I would say outright delete this, but then again,
Or just make it
because- I
private
don't
or
know.
something like that, or just redo the episode or something. I just do
Hmm.
not want to see this sort of thing ever again.
Which is
with
tragic
Jessica
because this is again the revival of a series that's supposed to be the new and improved version of the original.
Mhm.
And yeah, sure, the original had problems too, but they were the standard problems that you would get with stuff, like internal logic or the cinematography or the formulaic starts and end of the stories, possible plot holes and contradictions. The same stuff that you somewhat get in here too, but we've never had a situation like this where we end up just, not even being able to make jokes anymore by the end of it.
I can't
Yeah,
joke
I-
about this.
I can't.
The subject material here, and this is coming from someone who hits on, very explicit subject material in their own creative writing projects, because it is how I cope with my own distress.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
this was not a good thing, this was not good in any regard. We couldn't even make jokes because the subject material, it's too heavy.
I tried to do
And you
jokes
and-
with Jacob during the
Like,
stream when it's not.
I'm not sure how old you are, Johnny, but you don't understand the implications.
Like we said, it's okay to support teen parents, but you make them at an age as so young that we feel disgusted and sick because that should never happen for kids at that young age. Like we said, because it could cause huge risks.
Not saying it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, address the negatives. And ideally,
Address
don't use
the
characters
negatives.
people already love and know.
And don't
what
make
they
it
like.
so exciting that they're pregnant and like, oh yeah, let's do the surgery, because they should have been panicked and scared and worried about like how is this possible. They could, accept the child and everything like that. That's fine. But they should not be suddenly, oh my god, I can't believe it happened. They should have a discussion about like, what should we do? Because this shouldn't have happened,
This feels disgusting.
And I agree.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I think this is probably a good time to end the list, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, he came back in here on such a heavy note.
No, Gussie, you're okay.
Yeah.
You need to. You have opinions.
Disgusting.
I've got a-
Disgusting.
I've got an actual palate cleanser for both of you, but I'll do that. I'll show that after the camera because I promised KW just something before for Mechanicus clip.
All right.
God, I need a palate cleanser.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and do that then, and afterwards we'll get some hot chocolate. In my case, some food. All right. So yeah, please either like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm not going to monetize this video, but do the usual things anyway. On that note, until
Bye-bye.
next.